All right. Hi, Lady Bird. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. Let me take this AirPod out my ear because I want to be able to hear y'all clearly. Because when we be in a church house, it is have it in your ear. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for coming in. Trying to get set up here. Make sure we don't lose no battery because child. Hey, TT. Thank you so much for coming in. Happy Sunday. Give me just a second. I'm setting up. Make sure we have battery. Okay. So I know I'm looking kind of. What's at church today, y'all? I was at church. HH Global, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Give me just a second. I'm waiting for two other ladies to come in the room. I think we're going to have a great discussion. We got one of them. All right. Sweet Lady Bond. Waiting for the second person to come in. Hey, Sweet Lady Bond. How are you? Hey, Sweet Lady Bond. We're waiting for one more person.
Hi, beautiful.
Hi, beautiful. How are
I was
you?
looking for my holder so I could hold my phone.
Okay, because I'm waiting for my other friend to come, our other sister to Christ to come in. I don't see her. I sent her the invite. I sent her the invite. In the meantime, happy Sunday. Can y'all see me? Because I know the door it don't look really bright, and I hate to turn this light on because it's hot. Okay, that's a little better. I'm not crispy. Hi, Tracy. Hey, Sammy. Thank you so much for coming in. We're gonna send that invite out again. Thank you so much for coming in. All right. So far we got a good connection. Everything should be great. Just waiting for that third person. I'm gonna have to text her and ask her, where you at, girl? So how's your Sunday been so far?
I'm just getting in from the store. Me and Rambo, we went to the store, and he looking at me now like, Mom, where's my treat? Just give it to me and stop playing.
Well, he said you playing, huh?
He's sitting here looking in my face like, stop playing with me.
You know what's funny? Um, when we have pets, I'm drinking my coconut water, y'all.
I got me a Pepsi.
That's all right. That's all right. Happy Sunday to all six of you that are in the room. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know it's a little funny with the lighting. I seem super crispy. Where's she at? Let's see. She said, okay, she coming. I sent her an invite, so she should be in here in a couple of seconds. I know she's trying to get it to where she can get situated too. Today, we have a great treat for you guys. It should be all three of us, and this should be fun today. There she is. She already liked the live, but where's she at? Come on, girl. So I sent you an invite. Where you at?
What is our topic? What we talking about?
I'll tell you in a minute. Why I don't see her? There it is. I just sent her a second invite. She should get in here any minute. I'm excited because it's Sunday. I sent you an invite. Come on, girl. Where you at? I'm so excited. I get to talk to my sisters in Christ. Like, let's see what's going on. Oh, we have a guest in the house. Thank you so much for that guest. Let me see who it is. All righty. There's our darling. Hi, darling.
Hey, so you fussing at me and you didn't answer the request.
I'm
You
sorry because I
you fussing at me. I didn't do no time to sit there. I didn't do
didn't
nothing.
see it. I didn't see it. Blame it. I don't have my eyeballs on.
Uh-huh.
So happy Sunday. How's your Sunday going so far?
Busy here in the ATL. How was church?
Service was good. She was talking to the young people. She wasn't talking to us. She said, "I ain't talking to you old people." I was like, "Who you want to know? You
Oh
out there?"
no.
She said, "I'm talking to the young people over here." I was like, "Oh, you got jokes, Pastor Donnie. You got jokes." But I'm
Young
glad.
people.
Okay. So, guys, what you don't know is Jenna's the one that came up with the idea yesterday because we were talking about the lives, right? And she was like, "Dee, you know it really works." And I was like, "What?" And so she told me, and I was like, "Who do I have that will come on live with me and really be honest? I mean, totally honest." And make sure y'all share this live with who you can share it with, because I can't seem to share nothing. I see guest. Hey Amanda, thank you so much. If I can't see you guys, please forgive me. Pretty girls, hey darling, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. But today's live is about dating in your 40s, and if Jenna would unmute herself.
Are we dating in our 40s?
40s, 50s, and 60s. I you hear Fanny. So, how is the dating scene going? Hey, Hot Rod, thank you so much for coming in. So, how's the dating scene going in? And can you please share, Sweet Lady Bond? Because I can't. It ain't letting me do nothing.
Hold
Okay. Oh, but I gotta play this song for you guys. Hopefully, you can hear it. So, there's a gentleman that attends my church. His name is Joe Levy. Handsome man. Handsome man. Handsome man. Real chill, laid back, but celebrity, but just laid back. So the song is called Too Much Love, and I'm hoping you guys can hear it. Can you hear it? You know, I give a two-step on. Hey. Okay, I'm trying to move my screen. There it is. Did like them old folks to put my two-step on? And ain't nothing moving but their knees, right? Can you guys hear it? So the name of the song is called Too Much Love to Hate You. Too much love. Like he loved her way too much to hate her, even though they're bumping heads in their relationship, and they're young in the video. When you get a minute, check it out. It's called Too Much Love by Joe Levy. It's a great song. And the reason why I played it is because women, we bring love, we bring laughter, we bring life into relationships. So sometimes you'll find in your certain age, like Jana, since you're the baby in the group, do you find
Okay.
you the baby? No, you definitely the baby, honey. You the baby. Since you the baby in the group. Wait a minute, Jana, did you hit 40 yet?
Oh my goodness, honey, I'll be 48 this year.
You still
48.
you still the baby in the group.
Yeah.
But it's
But
good,
put the
baby.
name of the man and the song in the group chat
Oh,
or in the
okay.
chat.
Okay. Now look. Can I do let's see. Can I tap on it? It don't like me. It don't never like me because whenever I try to type something in, see it says guest host. That's why you hear subscription. Then it goes more, but it don't give me a space to type anything because I got all of y'all up here. Jack, the name of the song is called Too Much Love by Joe Levy. Can you tap it up? Can you type it up in there, please? Joe Levy. His last name is spelled Leavy. Too Much Love. Get a chance, listen to it. It is on the YouTube, so definitely. Hey, Joanne Galloway. So, Jana, in your 40s, do you feel like I'm gonna just start off with the rough one? Do you feel like the dating scene has TT in the pool?
How you spell his last name, beautiful?
Ma'am?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I won't say that. I have been working on my words and what I project. Um, Words have power. Words are spells. We have to be very careful what we say. So, what I will say about the dating, and let me give y'all me in 2 minutes. I have 4 children, 3 different fathers, my 3 different relationships in a span of, I guess about 15, 20 years. Once I had my son and that relationship dissolved, I was celibate and single
Mm-hmm.
for 12 years.
Okay.
So then, almost 3 years ago, I decided that I was going to start dating in 2023, and it was nice. But what happened is I didn't stick to my guns. I didn't stick to what I said I was going to do.
Right.
I said I was going to have fun, and I wasn't going to get attacked.
Right. Okay, she muted herself. Come on back, Jana.
Can you guys hear me? I'm not muted.
Yeah, you got muted, but I'm here.
Yeah, proud of that part. But I wasn't, promiscuous, but I was, involved in I dated. So I dated. I met over 100 men. I went on about 50 dates, and I narrowed it down to 4.
Okay.
4 dates, 4 guys, and out of those 4 guys, I picked one.
Okay, we can't hear you, Jana. We'll come back in a minute, but I want to make sure that we understand everybody's dating experience is different, so there's no judgment. All right, so you picked
Okay.
one, and what happened, Jana? Oh, we lost her again.
Okay, I'm back. Somebody is calling me, and I had to put my phone on do not disturb before they call me back. So I had
Understood.
to put it on do not disturb, and then text them that I will call them later. So what I was saying, dated those four, narrowed it down to that one, and that one was a nightmare. Now I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rita Tisa and her who the after that I married, but I had a similar situation. I just was fortunate not to have married him,
Okay.
but he was a relationship that keeps giving. That was a horrible toxic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so to answer your question, does the pool there, does the dating pool have poop in it? No. Well, yes, but we have to date wisely and date without putting your feelings into it. And use dating. I have learned so much in this 2 years, y'all. And date people to for what it is. It's to get to know them. To get to know them before they know you. And what I'm saying is, before you get involved and your emotions get involved, you learn who that person is before you decide, okay, we've already done what we done, and I spent time with them, and I love them, and I'm just gonna take him for what he is. Well, no, we have to be smart in dating. But yes, there is a little poop in that water.
Okay. Okay. So, sweet lady Bond, do you feel like there's TT in the dating pool? Can't hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yes.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me just make sure. Okay.
Thank
I
you.
have to be honest.
And I love her answer. I love how I love how she was honest, because a lot of times we're not honest. Go ahead, sweet lady Bond. I know you got a whole lot to say. Come on.
Listen, for me, I'm out of the dating pool.
Okay.
I am 62 years old, just turned 62. I have 4 grown sons, 2 great grandchildren, 4 grandchildren. I have not dated in, oh my goodness, 10, 11 years. So what's happening in the world today far as dating, I am not there. I'm not going to say I'm close to it, because I'm not. I just know that when I was dating, it was a lot. And when I say it was a lot, it was a lot.
Okay. So unpack that.
To turn the screen back on, please press any button.
When I say a lot, I mean a lot. When I was dating, it wasn't the way I see it today.
Okay.
When I was dating, the guys, they were gentlemen. They opened the door for you. They took you out. They didn't expect nothing right away. It was different. I can see things today and I'm just like, oh, whoa. I'm 62. Do I want to do that again?
Right. Because dating is a big deal.
I don't think I do. Not to say that I'm close to it. I just, if I'm going to date somebody, he got to be my way, or it's no.
Okay. So let's go back to the initial question. Do you think TT is in a dating pool?
Yes.
Tell me why you think TT is in a dating pool.
Well, I want to say it all depends on her preference.
Okay. So you're telling me there's poop in the dating pool and that's it, and it ain't never gonna be cleaned up, and it's always gonna be terrible? Is that what you're saying?
No. Oh, no.
Thank you, Zamama. Thank you so much for coming in. We're talking about dating in our 40s, 50s, and 60s. And Jenna just about close to grown. And Jack is 62 and I'm 59. So that's what we're talking about. Please share my live. Put it on the For You page. Please not only share my live, but put the popular vote out there so people could come in, because we want them to hear this conversation of our opinion. Invite some men. We don't care. We just want people to come in and really get a good grasp of what minded, well-rounded women think about the dating pool? Keep on going, Miss Sweet Lady Bond. I'm sorry.
For me, it all depends on the preference, what they're looking for.
Okay.
You know,
Mhm.
what I could be looking for is not necessarily what the next person is looking for.
Okay.
You know, so it all depends on the preference that they have and what they're looking for. You know, in the next individual. So it's a broad range. You know, they have to have their own quality. You
Mhm.
know, that they're looking for.
Okay. So thank you for your honest answer. I do appreciate it. So I'm going to give you my 2 cents. Is there a TT in the dating pool? No, there isn't. I say that because what people are on the inside doesn't necessarily, it can reflect on the outside, but it doesn't have to be in the water. So that's why I say no. That's number one. Number two, being at the age, I'm 59 years young and I love my age. I am a Gigi. I am a great auntie of 2. My nephews are grown. My children are grown. Hey, Dee Dee Spearman, thank you so much for coming in. We're talking about dating in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. We have 3 different age groups going on right now. So please share our live. Invite some other people in because we're just having our Sunday afternoon snooze. This is like real relaxed. So, again, I don't think there's TT in the dating pool. I just don't. Now, some of the people might be full of it. Male or female. Some of the people might be full of it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there aren't any good men out there. And if we're looking for our perspective, there are some good men out there. There are. There's some good women out there as well. There are. I feel like we're doing the dating wrong, and I think that's the reason why we're bumping heads. And I say that because I've been celibate for over 10 years. Have I dated? Yes. Did we sleep together? Hell no. Been there, done that, wore that t-shirt and the hat. There's a billboard over there on the side with my face on it looking real stupid. Never do that again. That was too much for me. And a lot of people don't understand. Thank you for liking my live, darling. A lot of people don't understand when you are a woman of God, or if you're a woman of God, and I'm not saying perfect. Let's not say that, because a few of us had some issues. God used a hard lot and saved somebody's life. Thank you so much, Aloha, for sharing my live. Thank you so much for sharing my live. Janice Place, thank you for liking my live. Our live. We have to understand that everybody is at a different maturity level than we are. Everybody's not at the same maturity level. And we know that women mature faster than men. It's a fact. We're not saying anything terribly, terribly wrong about it, but we just say we mature faster than they do. And because we mature faster than they do, our mindset is definitely different. It just is. So, do I believe there's pool in the dating pool? No. Do I believe there's some people full of pool in the dating pool? Absolutely. Will I date and get married? Absolutely. My time is coming. And you're saying, and some people say at the age that you are, you want to go, no, I'm going to be here about 50 more years, baby. So just add 50 to that 60. You might have to add 30, 40 to that 60, because I'm going to be here for a minute, a good minute. I'm still going to be driving and cooking and doing all the other stuff, married stuff people do. Having a good time. But I feel like dating, we're dating differently. And if you look at the word dating, it's data. You're supposed to collect information, not semen. You're collecting information about this individual. Am I wrong? We should be collecting information. Jana, what have you learned about yourself in the last decade about dating at your age? What have you learned from your 30s to your 40s? Can you hear me, Jana?
Say it again. I was busy tapping. Say it again.
What have What have you learned in the past decade about dating?
Oh Lord. I would say this, but can we all tap the screen? Let's all tap the screen and see if we can get it up to about 25.
I'm
If
looking
there's
for
five people
look, and
in
I'm looking
here,
for my tapper right now. Believe it.
okay, and if we could all get it up to 25 real quick, we'll while I'm telling y'all what I've learned. I learned that my baby daddy wasn't that bad. I'm so tickled by that. So many times I say that, and I actually told one of them that, and he was like, "Okay, I'm on my way to Georgia." I didn't say that. I just said y'all not that bad because
Okay.
I mean, I still have guys opening doors and giving nice compliments, flattering, respectful compliments. I don't have a problem there. I just always thought that maturity came with age, and that's not so necessarily true. Because the gentleman that I most recently dated is 60, getting ready to be 61. When we met, I was 46, and he was, 59, and now he's still playing the same game. The same games that I would expect somebody in their 20s and 30s to play. And I just knew that I had envisioned this relationship where we would do things together, sit out on the porch, drink a little wine, do things with our children. I imagine us building together and then building a legacy for our children. Those are the things that I want to do. And I was very clear that I was dating to marry. Very clear with that. Very, very clear. But it did not translate that way to the person that I was dating. And I can give the full story when y'all ready.
We
But I
ready.
think we should get up to about 5K. For me to tell that story,
Okay,
I
so
think
we
we
gonna
should get
get
up
to
to 5K.
5K. I got my
So
tapper now. We almost we getting there, honey. We hooking it up.
get it to 5K, and then
We
I'll
getting it
tell
up because
y'all.
I got to know. I want spill the tea.
Exactly, Aloha. He was not matching the actions, and I saw it. And because, let me tell y'all something. I'll tell you this real part. Um, do not compromise your boundaries. I'm not talking about the man being 6'5" and making six figures.
Oh, you
I'm not
talking about
talking about
physical
that.
boundaries?
Some of that you need your physical boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
This man smokes all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
And because I had already developed feelings for him, he love bombed me almost into, I say 3 weeks into our relationship, he was love bombing me already. Asked me, did I want to be married? When do you want to get married? If we could go to the courthouse right away. He just basically swept me off my feet, very
Hey,
romantic,
Maya.
and trying to put me in a soft place. And I said, oh my God. I was so excited because good, I don't have to try out a whole bunch of different guys because I didn't hit it. And I just thank you, Lord. I kept saying that. I was like, thank you, God. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't it didn't turn out that way. And it turned out to be a nightmare. And it has now affected my relationship with my children to that extent. So I would tell younger ladies and ladies that are dating, don't certain boundaries you're gonna have to keep up. Like if you are not with all that the social things that people do to make themselves happy, then that's not your person. If you can see early on that he's pushing a relationship early on, it could mean two things. It could mean that he knows what he wants, he sees it in you, and he's ready to snatch you, or he's ready to manipulate you
Gigi. Mm-hmm.
into being what he wanted. And in that case, I took it as that he knew what he wanted. He was way older than me. He knew what he wanted, and he snatched me up really quickly. But it was really that he was trying to manipulate me and gaslight me into doing stuff that he wanted to do, or turning me in. He wanted to turn. I used to tell him that all the time. He wanted to turn me into him, the female him, and I was not that. I was not that way. Never. And Aloha said, never let a man convince you to change who you are. I agree.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's
No, I
it.
agree. Thank you for reading that. I can't see it, guys, so I'm sorry. I do apologize. Go ahead, sweetie. Go ahead, Jana. Did we
And
lose
yeah,
us?
I saw a bunch of, somebody said down there, a bunch of red flags. Oh, honey, some flags was marching at me in the beginning. But that sexy smile, when I tell you this man, when I met, is gorgeous. Sexy, from Connecticut. He had the northern accent. You know, yes, Lord. Yeah, smelling good, tall, swagger. He got a swagger with a limp. That's how cool this guy is. He got
What
a
we call him?
swagger.
What we call him, Sweet Lady Bob? What we call him back home? Cause see, we from Connecticut. That's why we laughing.
My
We
God.
from Connecticut. We laughing because that's
And the funny
hilarious.
thing about it, y'all, I want to get it out there, but I'm so scared that one of y'all know him. I'm too
We
scared
don't look. We
even
don't
say it.
even
We know
care.
just about everybody.
I'm too scared to even tell y'all who it is
Why?
because you might know him. I'm so
Girl.
scared because like everyone, the two ladies that I met here in Atlanta, one of them knew him, but nothing ever went on with them too. But he's from Bridgeport.
I'm from
Now,
New
I
Haven.
know.
He's from New Haven, so it don't even matter.
Oh, New Haven. But I've heard him talk about New Haven too. And you know,
Uh,
Connecticut is like just a part of New York. Because and I was like, well, why do you sound like
It's
you from New York? And
because
he was like, I used to go there all the time.
we have the same East Coast draw. Because I have family in Connecticut, and even though Connecticut and New York is only 45 minutes away from each other, on a good
That's what
day,
he told me.
that's if I'm driving. Look, that's if I'm
Yes.
driving. I can't say it about everybody
Yes.
else. But
Yes.
it depends. If you're taking the Merritt Parkway, it's not a long. You're gonna hit it in no time. If you take a 95, you're gonna hit the traffic. You're gonna hit everything. The tolls. You're gonna hit it all. But
Yeah.
the thing is we have that you say terrible. We say terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
But what's his last name, Jenna? Because you know I'm nosy. We actually have 5K too.
because I really think that he's still following me. I think he has another page because certain things I say, and I just don't want him to know. He knows I'm talking. If he's listening to this live, he know I'm talking about him.
Oh well.
Because that was the relationship. I am a fiction writer. It would not have been able to write the storyline that went on between he and I. I would have never been able to write that. And what I'm going to do is turn it into an ebook and name it, and I have the name and everything, and it's going to be Handmade in 261. And when I tell you that was, and soon as he got what he wanted from me, I'm not saying nothing because we have 4.9K. We should be at 5,000 by now. So let's have a tapping break, y'all. We need to get people in here.
Yeah, let's put that on pause because we're gonna sit here for a minute. So because we're from Connecticut, we can laugh. Because I tell people when I came to California in I left in '89. When I left Connecticut in '89, I left being the pampered princess. I ain't gonna even lie. I don't care. Whatever I wanted, I had. Okay, we're gonna say that. And because I provided, my father always gave me everything that I asked for because I worked for it, not because I was the only girl. Let's get that fixed real quick. Because I worked hard. I kept my grades up. I didn't get pregnant. I wasn't having sex. Because those kinds of things back in the 80s were very important to our parents who was born in the 50s. They just didn't play. So with that being said, when I came from Connecticut to here, I was like, they dress funny. They can't dress. They don't not what's wrong with the men? Because I know I'm beautiful inside and out. And I was looking at, I was like, oh, so they were very attracted to Caucasian women, which is nothing wrong with it. But I never saw that so close and up front, because where we're from in Connecticut, we Puerto Rican, we Haitian, we Jamaican, we're black, we're from Africa, we're Indian, and we all intermingle. And the the Caucasian people too. So what I didn't understand was I didn't see a lot of African American men with black women. I saw a lot of them. Now, a few of them in church were, for the most part. But I also realized the men from Africa who came here had a different mentality about Caucasian women from where they were to where they are. That's just a little background. But like I said, coming from Connecticut, I was in culture shock. I was like, y'all don't dress? And in Connecticut, the way our parents raised us, yes, we're part of Yale and all the good stuff. I went to school there. Yeah, I'm a bulldog, only for the summer, And that being said, Connecticut is a different mindset than northern people. The mindset is very different. Hey, Georgetta, thank you so much for coming in. The men up in the north, their mindset, their swag, their demeanor, them hoodies with them Tims hanging and them jeans hanging and them Tims on, and while they dragging them in the sun, baby. Sweaters in the fall, happy, they just have a whole different swag about themselves. And I'm not bragging on me, but because of where I was raised, I have that same swag. It hasn't changed. So when I get dressed, you see a whole different perception of who I am. That is just what it is. If you are a TikTok affiliate, please get your points. Do not leave here without them. Please do not forget your points if you're in here. Get that. Thank you for my daily heart meet, Jana. Thank you so much for running it up. Share my live. Put it on the For You page, because this is a very good conversation. After it's finished, I am going to push this every day for the next 7 days. Every day I'm going to push it. It's going to be somewhere. You're going to see it. Thank you so much for my heart meet. Thank you so much, darling. Thank you so much. Aloha. Thank you so much for my live. Aloha Kamaya. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see where we at. Are we at 5? We're at 6.5. Oh, I got that. Hey, I got the money gun. Thank you. Thank you for everybody coming in here and just listening to our room. This was done spontaneously. We did not expect to do it today. We talked about it, and I was like, let's do it today. Today is Sunday, because next week is Mother's Day, and I know everybody's going to be with their family, enjoying one another. Okay, Jenna, we at 6.6. What we doing?
First of all, thank you for, I don't know if that money gun was for me or for you.
Whoever.
But I just thank you, whoever did that. Was so nice.
It was beautiful.
Absolutely.
So we up here. So I'm super nervous, because every time I tell this story, it's scary. It's a scary situation. So with my dating story, we met about 5 days after Valentine's Day in 2023.
Thank you, Maya.
Oh, thank you, beautiful.
Make sure you text it in the chat. Her name is Maya. Thank you, Maya. I know.
Maya.
Thank you, my love.
Okay, and I followed you, Maya. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, that's my other daughter in Texas. She's got my 5 granddaughters who all have different hair texture, and they love my product.
Oh, nice.
She is in Texas.
And let us know when it's time to do commercial breaks.
We'll do a commercial break in probably like 20 minutes.
Okay. So, like I said, I met him about 5 days after Valentine's Day. Well, he still gave me Valentine's stuff, which I thought was super cute. Yeah. He got me there. You know what I'm saying? Because why? My love language is provision and gifts. So he got me, and it was nothing. It was a dozen of roses. A coffee. He knew I like coffee, so he gave me a Starbucks gift card, and he gave me something else I can't remember. Something else. So I was very impressed from the get go. It told me, the gifts told me in the beginning, just that little thing, that um he wasn't stingy.
Okay.
And so that's how I took it. And I'm finally getting to somewhere I can park and sit for a minute, y'all. So I'll get there. I'll turn my camera on in a minute. But so we talked, and I was very honest with him, because I figured, you know what I'm saying, if you want honesty, you lead with honesty. So I told him, I said, you're not the only one that I'm talking to. And I told him, at that time when I met him, I had narrowed it down to 4 people. And he was like, oh, I don't care, because I'm going to come out on top. And so his confidence, his confidence along with his swag,
Whoa, baby.
it put him there. But then for a little bit, we stopped talking for about 2 weeks. And so I paid attention to the other guys a little bit more, because we had stopped talking. I was like, well, he must have found something else to do or whatever, because I'm a big thing is, I feel like if you want to talk to me, you'll call me or you'll text me. If you don't, then you won't, you know? So I took it like that, and I said, okay. So I guess it fizzled out. So he called me, like, it was in March of that year, mid-March. No, it was the end of February, going in the first week of March, probably, because it was like 2 weeks. And I said, where you been? And he was like, long story, but I'm here now. I should
Okay.
have listened to that long story. Somebody say it. Somebody put it in the chat. I should
You
have
should
listened to
have
the
listened
long
to the long
story.
story.
I should have listened. Look, I got time, babe. What's the long story? But I didn't. So we started chatting up. We really talking. He was like, "Listen, I don't want you talking to no other guys." Yes, I'm a coffee. I love coffee, y'all. I am. It is 6:05 here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm thinking about going to Starbucks and getting me some coffee before they get out. So
No
yeah,
coffee right now. Can we? We
no
want to hear
coffee.
the story. It's 4 of us
Okay.
in here in our
Oh,
ears.
this a story behind it. This ain't no story I could just sit and what's it. It's a story. So anyway, our first situation where it was a red flag that I needed to listen to. It was actually a red flag for him, because I was still talking to my child's father. That I thought we were going to get back together. I was still kind of mixing things in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wasn't all that serious until I decided that I wasn't going to talk to him. I wasn't going to talk to my kid's father, and I was going to let the other 3 go and just give this guy a chance. Because I was like, look, he got what you want. You just have to focus on him. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But see, this was not even a month in.
Mm-hmm.
It still wasn't a month until I was talking. And I said I was going to focus. That was something I did wrong, because we did not take time to know each other. But I thought once I focused on him, that solely on him, that we could continue to get to know each other before, it went really fast. No. One thing you left out about people from the North is that they move fast. I mean, fast. He was fast. So when I told him that I was just exclusively talking to him, he was really happy. So we're out every day, whether it's coming to get me from work and taking me home.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, he was like, don't drive tonight, because I'm going to pick you up in the morning. We're going to have breakfast. He likes breakfast. I'm telling you, wooing me. I said, Lord, look at this good man I got here. I kept on saying we was going out to eat.
Mm-hmm.
We were going out to eat. We were, spending money. My money wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? He was doing it. He was doing everything. I was like, okay. So, we went to a movie one time. We had this was like a month in. We still had not kissed or anything. So it was like a month in, and we went to a movie. He grabbed my hand, like pulled me to him, and tried to kiss me on my lip, and I was like, whoa, because like I said, I had not been, like that for 12 years. So I kind of threw him off, and he wound up kissing my forehead. So he was a little annoyed at that, and so the movie we were watching, Creed 2. The movie,
he was kind of annoyed by that, and I could tell. And so I kept on and trying to engage him, and then I said we'll talk about it later. You know, in my mind, I said let's watch the movie. I just engage him, hold his hand and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying, to let him know I wasn't. You know, it just kind of threw me off that you wanted to kiss, and it just threw me off. Okay, so after the movie, he got up and walked off without me,
Oh,
and I said, "Oh, now that's a red flag." It was a red flag. Somebody say red flag. It was a
red flag,
he
baby,
walked off
red
me.
flag. It was a red flag.
That was a red flag because that was something I really should have paid attention to and said, well, look, how about we just don't talk no more? Since that's how you feel about it. I was like, so can we really just go ahead and talk about this? Because he was walking, he's number one, he's 6'5". No, he's 6'3", so he's way taller than me. And he's walking fast, and I'm like, so and so, you are walking in front of me. I don't like when men do that because I'll just sit down. I don't like when people walk in front of me like that. I'll just sit down,
Just sit
and then you
down.
turn around and I don't be there no more.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so he we came out of an interest where my car was, but I was being nice. I was like, how about we get in my car and I drive you to your car? Didn't say anything much, you know, real quiet. I said, so when we got in the car, I was like, so are we going to talk about what your problem is? He was like, he lived in a place called College Park, Georgia, and I lived in Lawrenceville.
Oh.
It's a very big difference. It's like an hour drive. He said, I come up here, I talk to you, and today all I wanted was a kiss, and you turn your face. And I told the person, I said, this kind of just, it threw me off. Let's give him a nickname. The nickname I gave him. I told Big Daddy, I said, look, you threw me off with the kiss. And so I just wasn't ready for that, is what I told him. So he was saying what he wanted to say. And so he just really had attitude. So when I was like, look, just call me, because we went to the movies in my area. And I told him to just call me when he got home. So an hour went by, hour and a half went by, he didn't call me. And so I called him and I was like, yo, what's going on? So he's really mad. He done rolled up one of those things and he's really mad. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, so you're really mad about this? I said, so how about we just don't talk no more since you're really mad about that? I said, because that's not that serious. So I did block him. But at this time, because of the amount of time we spent together and the things that we were doing, I didn't block him for long. So I blocked him for like maybe up until, y'all know what National Pi Day is? It's 3/14 because of pi. The what's the name? The circumference of a circle is 3.14. So I hit him up then. And I was like, so are you still pouting about not getting your kiss? And he was like, so he called me right away. He was like, where you been? He was like, you blocked me? And I was like, yeah, you were blocked. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really like how you did that. And I was like, it's really silly. So anyway, we back chatting like nothing happened. Instead of me just leaving him blocked, I didn't keep him blocked. And that became our relationship throughout the relationship. Me blocking him and unblocking him.
Oh God.
So, push forward. Once I gave him my all and everything, that's when he started acting funny. When I say gave him my all, I gave up something. I gave up my rose, and I shouldn't have did that because he really started acting funny. Within a month from that time, probably right after. No, it was April. Right after Easter. And then he started acting really weird, like not calling as much. I might get a good morning or I might get a good night, you know what I'm saying? But not the conversation. Like literally, I was always in his ear, whether he was at home or at work before I gave up the rose. Once I gave up the rose, that's when it was weirder. And I was like, oh my God, are we doing this at this? I didn't think so because like I told y'all, I thought maturity came with age, and I was wrong. I was very wrong. So we stopped talking. My brother had passed away in April, late April 29th of 2023. And so a lot of things went on. We just stopped talking.
Mhm.
We basically stopped talking for a little bit. And I wanted, his birthday is in October, and I wanted to reach out to him in October of that year. But I didn't. What I did, I had blocked him because a lot went on in that summer. I blocked him, and we didn't talk for like 3-4 months.
Mhm.
Thank you, Aloha. He's resting, no more pain, and I just keep saying it even when I miss him. He's resting, and it's no more pain. Yay!
Thank you.
That's nice. But he's resting. So anyway, his birthday is in. He lost his sister in 23 as well. His oldest sister, which was like his mom.
Mhm.
And I saw it on Facebook, but I didn't respond to it. I didn't say anything. And so, but I unblocked him on everything. My big silly self. I blocked him on everything. And I unblocked him when I saw that his sister had passed. So I was like, dang. I even was talking to this guy that I really was trying to get to know on a personal level. I was like, should I call him and tell him happy birthday and sorry about his mom, his sister? And he was like, no, if y'all done, y'all done. So, but I should have listened to him, but I didn't. So I called him about a week after his birthday and told him happy birthday and that, condolences to your sister. He didn't, initially, I didn't hear from him until Thanksgiving. He called me on Thanksgiving. And I was like, okay, so I text you like weeks ago and then you text me or you call me now and want to talk to me on a holiday. He was like, what, you got a man already? And I was like, boy, stop.
Okay, let me put a pause in there real quick.
Okay.
We're gonna put a pause in there. The reason why we're gonna put a pause in there is because I want to tell you, first of all, everybody that's been coming in and out of the room, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We can't do these rooms without you. I thank you for everybody that's coming through. I thank you for everybody who's clapping. I thank you for everybody who's sharing. I need you guys to survive. We need you to survive. This is how we grow. When you get an opportunity, follow Sweet Lady Bond if you haven't been following her. Please, and I say please because we always want good people who are going to come and acting in your life. You want good people, excuse me again, who will come in and check on your post and share your stuff. Now, she's got amazing music. I don't know what it is with her. No face, no music, no nothing. She gets like 800 hits on one post. She's building her following. Let me see what her following is now. The last time I looked, she has 519 followers. Her goal is to get to 1,000 followers so she can get to the TikTok affiliate program. She's following 729. We're going to try to keep getting more followers. She is a grandmother. She loves God. And she is a phenomenal person all the way around. So please take the time to follow her. If you follow her, share her information, check out her live, check out her post, because some of that music gonna make you go, hey, wait a minute, I remember that, because she be playing all kind of music and she plays worship music. I definitely want to say that. When it comes to Jana, she is the Jamaican with 12 job, not 3, not 5. She got 12 job. She is an author. She has her books. She has 5 books for $25. Amazing. They are a page turner. Something you pick up, you're going to be like, wait a minute, did she just say? And she did. She's a real estate agent as well. She is a Uber driver as well. So let me tell you, she is the Jamaican with 12 jobs. Follow Jana's Place. Check out some of her posts. Share her posts. Repost her stuff. Follow the host, of course. You should be following the host, and the host will follow you back. If you want to check out my profile before you do, I'm at peace with that, because I have no crap on my stuff. I just don't. I don't even have my product in front of me, but I have a leave-in shampoo and a conditioner and an oil that I created about a year ago. Hi, Melissa. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. I got to tell you guys that God gave me the recipe, and when he did, I just ran with everything else he told me to add to it. My shampoo is not the normal shampoo. Is it a moisturizing and a nourishing shampoo, which means it does give suds. It does, but it's got a lot of, it's very creamy. So if you're not ready for a creamy shampoo, it's not it. It's on my website, dshairoil.com. We have the two smaller bottles going 2 for $30. They're 8 ounce. They're not 8 ounce. They're two small bottles for 2 ounces for $30. No, they're 4 ounces, but they're tiny. They're glass. Not that big. The normal size everybody else sell for $30. I'm not selling mine for $30. I'm selling mine 2 for $15. Please make sure you put the code in. The code is, I think, MOM03. I have to go back and check the code, but check the website out. It should already be put on there. Check all your social media, because you should see me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, both of my Facebook pages. Did I miss anything? Oh, and Snapchat. So I am everywhere. My products are 100% natural. Yes, it is good for thinning, shedding, the A word, the C word. And for those women who are taking a lot of medication, I tell them, if your hair is not growing, have your thyroid check. Have your thyroid check. Once your numbers are up, your hair will grow. I don't care what you do. And please, please, please get a regimen. Get a regimen. Get a regimen going. Because if you don't get a regimen going, I don't care what you're trying to do. Hi, Toy. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. My Toy is in, she is from the Wanderpreneur Agency. She's on the East Coast. She's on the agency that I'm in, that Sweet Lady Bond is going to become a part of. Thank you, Hall, for joining the room. Let's get back to our regular scheduled conversation. Okay, Jenna, come on now. Finish telling us the story, because we are talking about dating in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. I am... Woo, baby. That's right. I got 2. Yay, I got 3 more to go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sweet Lady Bond is going to become a part of our agency. Hopefully, Jenna will become a part of our agency if she's not with one. I love our agency. It is well built. Very, very well built. On that note, come on, Miss Jenna, because we got a few more questions we got to get through. Did she leave us? Because I'm going to be talking about her in a minute. Because I tell you, that Jamaican, she have 3 jobs. She the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. She always working. You said, gal, don't you sleep? She said, no, I don't sleep. I got to work. I got to make the money. And right now, that's what she's probably doing, making money. So I have another question, Sweet Lady Bond. I'm trying to get my computer to open up, because, you know, when you don't use it, it does close up. So, Sweet Lady Bond, what have you learned about yourself in the past decade, which is the past 10 years? What would you say you've learned about in the dating area about yourself? What would you say the last 10 years has changed?
I'm more patient.
I can't hear you, sweetie.
I said I'm more patient than I used to be, and I don't think it has anything to do with dating. I think it just has to do with my maturity. I don't know if I wanna start dating again.
Okay.
It's just a lot for me right now. And I was listening to Jenna's story, and OMG, it sounds kind of familiar. a little bit here and there. So,
Definitely. Yeah, because we've all been love bombed by somebody.
Absolutely love bombed by somebody. Absolutely.
Wait, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really don't have that much dating
Experience.
I don't, because all the men that I ain't gonna hold you. I have 4 kids, 3 baby daddies, and I have 1 extra relationship outside of that before I met Big Daddy. And I will tell you that I didn't have a lot of experience. So be careful. Also, what should have been a red flag is him telling me that I'm not used to a real man. Be very careful about somebody saying that too early in, because what he's trying to say is that what I wanted was not something that men do. And a lot of times he would say that. He was like, you're not used to a real man. That's why you're mad about not getting so and so, so and so.
That's manipulation.
So,
Yeah.
exactly.
Very
So,
narcissistic.
but then he tried to look like me. He really did. Because he saw that nobody, my kids, I focused on my children. I raised my daughters. And my son I thought he was at a good place that I could date. And so my kids wasn't around a whole bunch of men and stuff like that except their fathers.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that kind of situation. So I didn't have a lot of experience. So we'll skip on down. We started talking back in Thanksgiving of that year, and then we started to actually make it official as me being his girlfriend on December 28th of 23. So we were together nonstop. Like I said, he was paying bills. He was doing everything that I wanted in a man. And he went on a trip in February to Florida that he didn't ask me to go to.
Oh.
And I was a little PO'd about that. I had just started another job. Yeah,
Flag.
I had just time.
Ooh, that's a red flag.
He didn't ask me to go, and I was annoyed. And he was like, he said, well, I know you just started a job, so I know you probably wouldn't have gone, because I had left my job at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and it was just going back. So he was like, I knew you would. I said, but I'm just kind of annoyed because you didn't even ask. So why didn't you ask me? That was, yes, Aloha, that was a red flag. And I should have listened to that red flag. I should have, my mind, he was okay. He left on a Thursday. I talked to him all day Thursday. Talked to him Friday up until about 6 or 7 o'clock that evening. Then I called him around 11 because I was in his house. So I called him around 11 to let him know something. And he didn't answer the phone, so I texted him. So I went on to sleep and I woke up about 1:30. No call, no text. So I'm thinking my phone dead. So, what's going on that he's not returning my phone call?
Right.
So I have access to his email, which gives me access to his Google, which gave me access to his activity, because he doesn't have an iPhone. Okay, so Jana didn't want to do it, but Jana did it. So Jana looked in and see where he was. Now he was at the hotel he said he was going to be at, but there was another address that he went to. It's a whole nother house. And I was like, is he looking at real estate down there? Because like I said, I got too much access to him for him to be sitting there trying to play with me. So I'm still not thinking nothing. So, but when I looked, because I'm a realtor, I told you I'm a realtor. I looked up the house where he was at, where I saw his car parked, and it was registered to a lady. So I text him, I was like, oh, so that's what we down here doing? Your car, is sitting up here 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're not at your hotel, you at somebody's house at 2 a.m. in the morning? I said, don't worry about it, because by the time you get here, I'll be gone. So I'm packing up my little bit of stuff that I left over his house, and I finally get a call. He's like, babe, what are you talking about? He was like, I had too much to drink, and I'm over at my boy's house, and this is he and his wife's house, and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, I'm not doing nothing. He's like, why would I leave you there and I'm doing something? And I was like, I don't know, but I'm getting ready to go. I'm going home. So he was like, please don't go. He was like, go ahead and stay there, enjoy yourself. And enjoy myself how? You're not here, what am I enjoying myself to? He was like, man, I'm just gonna get on the road and go. So he wasn't supposed to come back till Monday, but he wound up coming back that morning, Saturday morning or Sunday morning, something like that. And so I told him that I wasn't going to play these games with him, that if him and his friend, if you went down there to see some chicks, trust and believe, it's still guys that like me. I still got a roster.
Right.
And I told him, I still got a roster. So if you're gonna play these games, I'm out. So he gets to crying and all this kind of stuff. He was like, I don't understand why you doing me like this, and I love you, and I have showed you, I done told my sisters about you and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, so I pulled back for a little bit, but not long. Because like I said, I kept blocking him, I kept stop talking to him, and I talked back to him. So he learned me quickly that I didn't mean what I said. Like when I say don't call me no more, I didn't mean what I said, because I would let him still talk to me. I would let him reach out to me. You know, I didn't really mean it when I say I don't want to talk to you, because I was still talking to him. Oh, y'all. So I went back to talking to him, and on March 9th, 2023, the man got married while we was in a relationship.
Wait a minute. Hold it.
Yes, ma'am. The man got married.
But we had
The man got
but you and I
married.
had this conversation before.
We have.
Okay. I know I'm a little silly, but I ain't okay. So this gentleman
The man got married while we were together.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Okay, so another trip that he didn't invite me to, but this time he went to North Carolina, and I was like, so what you? He was like, what do I have to do? Do I have to call you the whole time? Do I have to be there with you, or whatever? What do I have to do to make you let you know that I'm not doing nothing? And I was like, I don't know. So he called me every day, another weekend trip. He called me on a Thursday. We talked all day Thursday. He sent me money. He was like, you good? You good? Friday. And I packed him up for his wedding. I packed him up. I got his suit together. I got his clothes. I packed his stuff up. Why? Because this is my man. This is my man. Okay? So I packed my
man. My God.
I packed my man up. I packed my man up to go. So anyway, no, I said it's March 9th, 2024. This was last year. So that's so I even talked to him to this Saturday. And I was like, Dad, I was being really silly about that. And then all of a sudden, I don't hear from him no more. So Saturday I called, I said, so we doing this again? So he texts me. But I found out later that he didn't text me from his hotel room. He texted me from outside because he had ran downstairs to Puff Puff. So when I noticed that I said, you in your hotel room doing that? I was like, you can get a fine. A lot of hotels now with that. And so he was in no kids like, no, we good. I'm good. So he was like, I'm coming right to you. I need to see you in the morning. So I'm laughing, girl. I'm laughing, here. Yeah, I got to see you too. So he came to pick me up Sunday and took me to work. And
girl, yes, aloha, yes, girl.
A convenience store. He went into a convenience store here in Atlanta. And I looked over. Something told me I was in the passenger seat, and something told me to look over at the driver's seat, and there was this lady's name again. The lady who owned the house in Florida was on a bulletin in his car, in his driver's seat. And so I looked at that, and I was like, oh, so wait a minute. So this is it? And I'm looking at it. So he comes back, and I said, who is this lady? And I was like, oh. I said, is this what you went to go see in North Carolina? And then he got real defensive. The first time, this is a third red flag, but this is the first time he got like really aggressive. He was like, yo, I told you I'm not like these guys down here. You can't be all in my business like that. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take an Uber from here. Because I didn't know what he was about to do. Because we're just, I didn't know. I didn't know what he was going to do. So he was like, no. He was like, man, chill. And so it just didn't sit right with me. And so we went back to his house. I was like, I just really kind of just want to go to work. I don't want to do anything. So he gets mad and takes me to work. So he sends me this long text message about me not trusting him and how this not gonna work if I can't trust him and all that kind of stuff. This not gonna work. And I was like, whatever. I said, it's something to this. I don't know what it is, but it's something going on. And I told her I was gonna find out. So something I did wrong. It's a lot of things I did wrong in this relationship, but one thing I have to deal with is involving my kids. My daughters are like my friends.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
really.
which I was dead wrong for that. I was dead wrong. They should never have been my friend. I involved them. So my daughters are an investigator like I am. So she was like, Mommy, we're gonna find this lady and we're gonna see what Mr. So and so was doing on the weekend. So we went to look around. She went to look around and she screamed out, Mommy. And I was like, Adriana, what? And she was like, Mommy. And she said, I don't even know how to say it. And I was like, what? She was like, I'm going to text you the picture. It was my sexy Dexy man and another woman at an altar. And she was in a white dress. And he was in the suits that I got together for him. I ironed the shirt. I got the tie together. That's the outfit I put out for him. Girl, I said, oh my God. And y'all ever had a situation where y'all know when they say this is a test of the emergency broadcast system, and that sound that be in your ears, that sound that be in your ears,
Mhm.
that sound was in my ears. And I started crying from every part of my eye. I have never cried like that. I was broken. I have never cried like that. I have never been so hurt, embarrassed, humiliated. And then so my daughter's not just an investigator, she's a rider. So she was like, Mommy, I'm coming to get you. We finna find this old man and we're gonna beat him down. I was like, Adriana, calm down. I sent him the text messages. I sent him the pictures, the screenshots my daughter sent me.
Mhm.
And I said, congratulations to his last name. He immediately calls me back. And he was like, I'm on my way to your job. I need to explain this. I said, don't come to my job embarrassing me with this. I just got my job back. Don't come to my job. He comes anyway. So what am I do? I don't want to get him in trouble.
Pause for a second. Hey everybody, thank you for coming to the room. I'm sorry I didn't greet you properly. I know you're rolling through here. We're talking about dating in our 40s, 50s, and 60s. So that's why we're having a story time. Thank you, Miss Ashley, for coming in. Miss Carol, I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for sharing my live. I appreciate all of you. I'm just trying to be tentative to my guests here. I just want to let you know you guys are everything. I appreciate it. But Jana is in her 40s. She's telling her experience from dating in her 40s. Sunlight Path, thank you so much for coming in. And Miss Sweet Lady Bond is coming in. She's telling her dating experience in her 60s. I almost called her 50. Lord have mercy. I'm in my 50s and I'm gonna share some of my stories too. But we're with Miss Jana right now. Thank you, Miss Jana. Keep going.
So we get into it at my job that I just was able to go back to. We get into it. I forget where I'm at because I told him don't come up to my job. So he was gonna see the Jana that I was trying to mask, the blood of Jesus constrained. He was trying to see that Jana. I said, oh, so you trying to see that Jana because that Jana busts windows out of the car. That Jana grabs guns and shoots at you. That's that Jana. That's the Jana you want to see. I told him, get from my job. Well, anyway, he didn't care nothing about that because what? He is who he is, and he didn't care nothing about what I was saying. He wasn't listening to that. And so we're arguing. Security comes by and asks us, are we okay? And I said, he's like, what you mean, man? We all right. And so it's a white guy. He don't like white people. He has an aversion to them. So I was like, come on, let's just go in your car. So we argue, and I told him, I said, I don't mess with married men. I don't have anything more to say to you in terms of that. Go on to have you a good life. That was not 24. That was 23. because we were fully together, living together last year. So that was 23. He got married. So yeah.
So wait,
No, it was 24. It was 24. It was 24.
Oh, okay, I was
It was,
go ahead.
it was last year. So yeah. So he was like, I'm trying to, you gotta look for everything. And I'm telling you, there's nothing to it. He said, if it was something to it, why did I come back here afterwards? He was like, it's a business deal. And after this, I'm going to be able to set us up real good and stuff like that. It was a business transaction, according to him, but they had to make it real. I said, so if it's a business transaction, why didn't you tell me? He was like, because I knew you would act like this. I said, so when you was going to tell me that you was married and that you saying to me that you're going to give me what I want, you can't even give it to me for a year or so. You can't even give me what I want. Should have left him alone, right? Should have just left him alone, had no more to say to him, right? How many of y'all know that I still was talking to him?
Oh, girl,
We still went back together.
You never left.
He moved.
You never left, honey.
Never left. Let me tell you something. He went to go live with that lady. I helped him pack his apartment up. Oh yeah. Janet was stuck on stupid. Stuck, honey. I went to help him pack his apartment up. I helped him pack it up. And I helped him put the stuff in the car. And he was like, I'm going to come back for you. I'm coming back to Georgia. We're going to be together. This ain't nothing. He was like, don't even waste nobody else's time because you my girl and all that kind of stuff. I just got to do this. I got to play this game with her and I'll be back and all that kind of stuff. He was like, you want to talk to her? It ain't nothing to it. It's just a business transaction. So when he left, I honestly did. I moved on with my life. I didn't want to talk to him. Only thing that he still had access to that I didn't know, because at the time I didn't know how to block people on TikTok. He had my TikTok, but he was blocked on everything. I was going through therapy because I had fallen into depression. So I was really in a bad place for a while, and I didn't want to unalive myself, but I didn't care if I was alive or not.
Oh Jesus!
For weeks, it had gotten that bad because I'm like, I am tired of playing with people. I'm tired of people playing in my face. I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm tired of life being so bad. And so that's how I felt, and that's how things transpired between us.
And I appreciate you sharing that, because a lot of women won't share that. So you have to applaud yourself on the back. You have to pat yourself on the back, because a lot of women don't come out and say, I was ready to go because he took me there. I was very emotional. I was wrapped in him. I was in love. Because a lot of times we won't even admit, thank you, darling. We won't even admit that we're in love. Hi, Carmen. Thank you so much for coming. And we won't even admit that we are in love. We won't. And we won't say that I had an issue. We won't say that. We'll say everything else, but we won't say we had an issue.
I very much thought that we, no matter what, this was just a storm that we were going through, and we was going to weather the storm. He went to Florida. He was miserable. He was like, I cannot be here with this woman. This is not what I signed up for, and all this kind of stuff. And I want to come home. He said, I was like, where are you going to come home to? Because you broke your lease for this situation. So what was you coming home to? He came home to me.
Of course he did.
I went to Florida.
Because he knew you were going to let him back in. Jenna, come on. He knew. He was like, oh, she going to let me back in. I could say, and then I could move, and then I could go back and forth to Florida and keep them both. Because that's just how some men are. I don't care whether they're from Connecticut or Africa. Sorry, I just had to let that out.
And picked up my man, honey. I went to this lady's house, y'all.
You did not, Jana. Tell me you playing with my head right now.
He sent me $500 because I did not want to take my car.
I know OMG is right. Who does that? Why would anybody do that? I would I can't do it. I mean, but I realize when we're in love, we do some crazy things. We do that. I mean, and there's no woman here that can't say that they didn't ever do anything crazy when they were in love. Because I did something real stupid when I was in love too. I was like, stupid me, you know. Because when we're in love, we just do stuff that's like off the Richter. We don't be thinking about nobody else. See, Kamaya said Aloha Kamaya said she did the same thing. I know you have, because if you are an adult, as my father would say, if you are an adult and you actually was in love with anybody for any length of time, you've done some stupid stuff, some dumb stuff. And it's like, the word we used to say in Connecticut when we was little kids, young and dumb and full of cum. You ain't no squat. You didn't know squat. Yeah, I said it. So if they kick me off for a day or two, I said what I said. Hey, Jay, Emma, thank you so much for coming in. Are you back, Jenna? Are you back, Jenna? Because I can't hear you, and I don't know where Sweet Lady Bond went. I'm going to have to invite her back in. I'm just killing some airtime while you're doing it. Yeah, one of my braids fell out. And she's gone too. I don't know how my guests are off the line. Ladies, give me just another second. Let me see if we can get them back in the room, because I am tickled right now. I'm just trying to baby. I'm just trying to understand. Oh, okay. Got it. Sweet Lady Bond had to leave. She's coming back. Let's see who else we have in the room. Who is that? Oh, Carmen, thank you so much for liking my live. I am Aloha, thank you so much for liking my live. I know today was supposed to be a really good session, and it was. Okay, I see it, baby. I'm waiting for it to come. There it is. Okay. Now she's back. I don't know how you got booted out, Gina.
For some reason, you were talking and I could not hear you, and you couldn't hear me saying, Deanna, are you talking? Because I can't hear you. So something happened. I had a call come in, and I think that's the reason why. You couldn't hear me. But yeah, so I went down there to get him. I think that's the last thing I said.
Yeah,
I went down to Florida to get him. She didn't come out the door. She didn't respond. I wanted her to, because I wanted to see, because I wouldn't have no problem getting back in that rental car and going back up to Georgia if she would have told me something different. But she never came outside. She never did anything. He put his stuff in the car, and that was the end of that. And he came back to my house, and he stayed with me, and it was an absolute nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. So it was, crazy. It was a nightmare. So come to say, yeah, that's the reason why you just have to be careful. In dating, there's a lot of other things that went on, but like I said, it wouldn't even be one setting. The whole thing couldn't even go down in one setting. But you just have to be careful, because there are a lot of devils running around in pretty clothing and the things that you want.
Looks clothing, absolutely. Male and female form.
Yeah, there are lots of people who come to you one way, and they sometimes, I believe, they come from the devil as tests to break you from what you're supposed to do. Because literally, when I'm with this man, I can't be a creative. And I'm a writer, but I can't create when he is around me. I can't. It's just like that part of me shuts down when we are in close proximity. It really does. I can't focus. And I should have known from then that man didn't come from the Lord. He did not come from the Lord. He didn't come from the Lord.
So here's the thing. Okay, so this happened a few years ago. You've healed. You're still probably in a healing process when you went through that. But we all go through red flags. It just depends on where you are mentally. Because Sweet Lady Bond is in her 60s. She just, I just be so tickled with the stuff. because she have these 30-year-olds chasing after her, these 40-year-olds. Her oldest son is 40 something years old, and let me
Mhm.
tell you, these 30-year-olds be chasing her like it's the thing to do, and I be cracking up. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna let her tell her own story. But finish, Yana, and then I'll say my few words. Go ahead, sweetie.
No, I was just. I'm not gonna give the whole. Like I said, the story couldn't be told in one sentence.
Right, right. But I didn't know if you
But
had anything
I
else
would
you
just
wanted to share.
say that he was not who God would want me to even have anything to do with. He is one of his sons that he needs to work on before he could be released to anybody.
Right.
And when I go back into the dating, because I'm not going to shut back down. For a long time, I said, I'm going back in. I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to date. No, you just didn't do right. And so I listened to a lot of relationship experts.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I can really agree with, don't date with your feelings.
No,
Dating,
you
just like you
can't.
said, dating is data. Ooh, she need to come up and tell the story. Aloha. Friend.
Oh wow. See, first, I want to say aloha, if I may. Um, I don't know how you did a poly relationship. First, I applaud you for that because I can't even do it. I'm
Mm.
selfish. I'm
Some
very
of us in
selfish.
poly
That's me.
relationships and don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I understand that too. For me, I'm selfish. Now, once I find out, I'm out because I know because everybody is different. Um, everybody is different, and I'm sorry that you it almost turned into a DV relationship because oh God, I can't even imagine what you would be going through. I mean, if you'd like to come up and tell your story, I'm more than happy to give you the mic. Oh, she said it did. Oh, geez. If you want to come up and tell your story, just send me an invite or request. I will definitely let you let it out. Oh, there she is. All righty. Because we need a place where we can vent. And as women of various ages, we need a place where we can vent. I'm certified life coach. I'm always taking clients, well, most clients anyway, and I help people get out of stuff. So I can honestly say that we all go through something as women in life, and it's up to us on how we handle the situation the same way we got in. Hi, Aloha. Thank you so much for coming in our room today and being part of it. I so appreciate you today. You've made my Sunday great.
Oh, well, I was listening. I really do enjoy conversations like this, and I gravitate towards older friends in general because some of my friends, we fell out, and, you know, women my age tend to bash each other when they shouldn't.
Right.
And so my story is crazy. I don't even know where to begin. Um, well,
Start at the beginning, Tal. Don't make me get a
yeah.
drink. I'll get a drink and be sitting here. Go ahead.
Well, before I got into the relationship with him, I was single. I was dating, I had my fair share of good men that I dated that I kept seeing. And then I chose the ones that weren't really good for me and I really stayed with them. That's what led to that.
Mhm.
But like the way he approached me was like, because one, I know he's narcissistic and has narcissist tendencies as well.
Mhm.
So, how we were saying wolves in sheep clothing,
Oh, absolutely.
that was definitely one. I've never dealt with a DV situation in my life. Not even my ex-husband. Well, I can't say my ex-husband because he shoved me. So, but that was the last time he ever put his hands on me.
Okay, so you did something about it. That's good.
I'm currently still married to him, sadly, and I'm working on, I already say I'm divorced. In my head, we're over with. There's nothing left but our kids. Whew, I think this is the first time I'm actually telling my story about it. I was working. I had two jobs, I was making money. And granted, I'm not good with money, but I had it, you know. Um, and he came into my inbox all nice and whatnot, and we were talking for weeks. And then I was in the process of trying to move out, and I was living with a neighbor at the time as well. So it was like my neighbor, she doesn't use electricity. Like she's really conservative about electricity, like really, 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 really gung ho about it. Um, so like at night she would lock the gate and everything, and I'll be in there. It was nice at at the same time. I'm not complaining because I had a roof over my head.
Right.
Um, but then we're gonna call him.
Bob.
No, I actually like that name, Bob. That's a inside joke between me and my sister. I'm Bob and she's Richard, so we can't use Bob. um, we'll
Fred.
say we'll say Cap,
Okay.
Mr. Cap. Yeah, Mr. Cap. He's very smooth with his words. He taught me some things as well. Like in the beginning of the relationship, it was all good. Um, he's very forward. He tells the truth, and sometimes the truth is hurtful,
Mhm.
So with that being said, he did bring up the poly. Like he said he was poly, and I was like, okay, because I'm bi, so I was like, okay, he the way he presented it was like a financial gain. Like if we all put in the pot,
Right.
we'll all benefit,
Mm-hmm.
but the way we made the money, I can't say.
I understand.
Yeah, I'd never thought I would be doing that, and it was to the point where finally the other party, we're gonna call her Miss Cap because
Mm-hmm.
they're still together. I already felt like as soon as she came, I was gonna be out the picture. Because one, they already had been knowing each other for some years, and I'm the new person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one that's the only Asian person in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that I'm not ever going to date another black man or whatnot, because that's my type. I just need to pick better.
That we all do, honey. We all do. That's why today's show, with today's not show, but today's live was dating about your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Because two of the other young lady, the other young lady, as we were getting started, she is in her 60s, and dating for her is different. I'm in my 50s. Dating is different for me too. There's not TT in the pool. It's about picking the right people. Or the people with TT full, if they're full of poo poo, they just are. It's not necessarily in the pool. It's in the person. So it's
Mm-hmm.
all in how we pick an individual, because
Yeah.
sometimes we pick people with our eyes instead of using our heart. You know what I'm saying?
And discernment as well.
Exactly, and we should be discerning.
I've ever since I left that situation, my eyes are open, and I can see and feel the energy of people around me.
That's good. That's good. So that means you probably been talking to God about all this stuff in a little while, all the stuff that was going
I
on.
write in a journal to God,
Oh, that's
I
that's
I
great. So your
cry.
healing journey has begun. That's
Yes.
awesome.
And the thing is, before I got in a relationship with him, I was going to church.
And you stopped.
And I stopped. He didn't make me stop, but I feel like, because actually,
So
he kind of made me stop because he would give me like third-degree burns about like, well, if you're going to church and you're way out here and they know you can't drive, they should come and pick you up. They can.
really try to make you feel bad about stuff. Yeah, narcissists are good at that, honey. Men who are controlling are good at that. There's some women like that too. Ain't nobody else gonna want you but me. I don't know where you got that from. That's manipulative. That's a mind game. There are so
Hmm.
many people that are out doing that kind of thing, and at least you were smart enough to get out. No matter how long you were in, you got out.
And the crazy part is, it was all good in the beginning, right? When she
Usually,
came out, we were all, in a relationship with each other and whatnot. And she had a daughter.
hmm
She also did the same. She did the same before I even did it. So, she already knew the whole outlook of it and whatnot. So,
so she knew the ropes.
yes. And so, with that being said, it's so crazy because, you know, I felt like once she got there, like I'm no longer going to be that much important. And it's
hmm
basically what ended up happening. He said, you need to figure out when you changed, because when you change, I change. Nah, Mr. Cap, it changed when she came. It changed when you stopped showing me affection and you start sleeping more with her. And mind you, we're all staying at one of his friends' house. So it's so crazy. I can't even gather all the details. I'm just going at it to what I remember because I'm trying to put that behind me.
hmm
And the thing is, at one point, we both got pregnant at the same time.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, yeah.
So so I'm gonna ask you a question. So how did that make you feel being pregnant at the same time? Because usually pregnancy is one of those things where you and your significant other are happy.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, that's my notification. My notification ringtone be snitching on me.
Oh, snitching on you. Would tell it to stop snitching. Go ahead.
um, to be honest, yes, it should have been something, that we all celebrated, but at the same time, because they have their relationship and I have my relationship with him,
Right.
right?
Everything is different for everybody.
Exactly. So they planned for her to get pregnant first. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Um, and they both gave me, she's more like, she's really tomboyish, but girly, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So, she's more artsy and everything. And I'm like, what do I have?
You
I'm
got a
trying to,
lot. Mm-hmm.
I know that now. I know that now. There's things that I can do that she can't do. There's things that she does that I can't do.
Right.
I get that part. Um, and I brought after being with him for a couple of months, um, I introduced him to my eldest, and yeah, I brought my daughter into it. And he spoke to my other kids. So I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. Like I thought he was my person. I thought he was,
Mm-hmm.
and turns out because I was side hustling, one of my side hustles might be her daddy, and I am in contact with him.
Okay.
Yeah,
No judgment. No judgment. Just wow.
yeah. It like I said, my story is crazy.
So
I
you've been writing your story. You've been writing what you have been going on in your world. Because between you, Jana, me, and anybody else wants to come in here, boy, oh boy, it is a page turner. We can make a movie out of all this stuff that's going on. Forget just fiction, real life.
that part,
Mm-hmm.
and we moved from California, where I'm at now. Well, I was in San Diego, but from California to Vegas, Vegas, to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Texas is where Kamaya was born. And I literally thought he was her father. Like, that's the one thing I never would play around with is, making him feel like he's the dad, but he's not. Like, I really did think,
Lady Bond, can you mute your mic, please?
that Mr. Cap was her dad. That's the one thing I never dreamed that would happen to me, and it did. And right after I gave birth to her, right around when I gave birth to Kamaya, he broke up with me officially. And he's always saying, "You ain't gotta. Do you want to be here?" But that was a trick question, right?
Right, because he really didn't want you there, but he wasn't going to say it. I get it.
Exactly, because I'm the one that made the bread
Right.
for everybody.
Okay.
And I
So
just felt like
so
that's
you were
all I
bottom.
was.
So you were the bottom. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
To an extent though. Like I was at one point and then I wasn't, and I don't know, I felt like Mr. Cap would play Miss Cap and me against each other
Of course.
because he would complain to her about me.
And complain to you about her.
Exactly. And I'm just like, I realized that, but I didn't want to do anything because I was actually frightened for my life. Like, I've never had anyone put their hands on me like he did. It was scary when it got bad. Like, he had his temper tantrums. He had, oh my gosh, it was just really bad. And he drank, but that's not an excuse to why you're,
Acting the way you acting. I get it.
yeah. And mind you, Mr. Cap has done time. Most of his early 20s were spent, behind.
And
So,
you know what's funny though? When they spend time and they going in their 20s, they come out the same mindset. Their mindset doesn't change because they never grew up. If they went in,
and
they usually when they go in their 20s, only because I've dated a few, because where I'm from, it was a constant rotation of D boys. You understand what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? So I dated one and was engaged to be married to one, and even though he or not together, he's still the same. He hasn't changed in 36 years. We'll just say that much. And when they go in and they spend a year or more in there, whether it's if they get 5, they tell them they doing 2.5. If they went in at 22 and they come out at 24, their mindset is still at 22 until they get the proper coaching or what is the other word? Coaching, prayer, or therapy. They don't change. They just don't. They don't
yeah,
grow
when I met him, he was going to therapy too, but I don't think it worked really well.
because he didn't apply it. Because when you have
Yeah,
mental health issues, if you just go to regular therapy, you're not taking the medications, it doesn't do anything. That's the same way if we read the word and we're not applying the word, what we just read the book.
true. Very, very true.
Oh, I get it.
So I have Kamaya, and he wants a DNA test, so I prolonged it as much as I could because I was scared. I wanted him to be the dad. I really did, but now looking at it, I'm glad he's not.
Ooh, thank God, right?
The one guy that might be her dad wants to be her dad and is wanting to help. I just have to get the test, and we'll do that sometime this week. Um,
Good.
yeah, so like I talked to him. He was actually one of my hustles and whatnot. That was like, because it's basically customer service.
It is, honey. All our jobs start with customer service.
Yes, and that's why a lot of them would want to see me more than anyone else is because of
Right.
my customer service.
Absolutely.
You know, it was all an act. It actually I actually died or unalived my spirit. And that's why I was like, never compromise who you are for anyone. I stand on that now. And from Texas, they moved first to Oklahoma because we applied for an apartment out there, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $1,400 a month. They left me behind and Kamaya. So we're both, and we're staying at Mrs. Cap's dad's house.
What? Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were in between houses a lot. So, but never homeless. We always had a roof over our head.
Look at God.
Yes, that part I'm thankful for. And he got me my first apartment when we were in San Diego and my second apartment when we were in Oklahoma.
So where you currently now you have your own place.
I stay with family. Like I'm getting to that part when I came back. Sadly, I had to continue,
You did what you did.
I had to do what I had to do.
We're not judging you here. We talking about dating and relationships. Now, if I may ask you, what age range are you, in your 30s?
I'm about to be 40 next year.
Okay, she's still in her 30s. Look at that. Look at God. He worked it out great. I'm in my 50s. Jana's in her I'm in
40s.
I'm in my 50s. Jana's in her 40s. You're in your 30s, and sweet lady Bonnie's in her 60s. Oh God, I love you so much. Go ahead.
So after, I want to say like a month of continuing to do what I needed to do, I finally was able to finally go to Oklahoma, where I stayed, moved in June, July, August, September, October, for 4 months. And it was up and down, up and down. I don't know how many times he's DV'd me, but I still stayed, and he kept asking, "Do you want to leave? I'm not making you want to leave. I'm not making you stay. I'm not going to make you stay if you don't want to stay." But because of what I was going through at that time, I felt like just to say yes, so that way, nothing bad happens to me. And he was like, "If Kamaya wasn't here, you probably would have been." And I believe that. And one thing you don't do is you threaten my kids. He was like, "What if I was to?" I was like, "Don't you." I got up real quick. I don't care. I don't fight. I'm not a fighter. But the one thing I will do is I will defend my kids. And I don't give a rat's tail if you taller than me, way more than me. My strength will come. Actually, strength does come when moms are in defense mode for their children.
Oh, girl, you ain't got to tell me. Right now.
I know I didn't have to say that. I'm saying that for myself and for women in general, because, it's really sad when we're stuck in that rut and it's hard to get out. But you want to get out, but you can't get out. But then you finally do get out. Some of us don't even make it out. And it's really hurtful that has happened to some women. So the situation got worse. I had caught something from someone that I can't take back ever. So I'm on medication and everything.
God's a healer. He'll show you how to do it. I'm telling you.
I believe that.
Dr. Sebi, if Dr. Sebi did it for those 20-something people who were full-blown, the other three-letter words, if he can do it, it's in his book. He tells you what to do. He tells you how to clean your system. I am not a PhD. I'm going to tell you that I have used natural herbs because I, too, got something. And it's gone. And it's not in my blood system. It's not in my DNA. It's gone because I went the holistic way. It works.
Okay.
It
I'm
works.
gonna look into that. I've
So,
heard of Dr. Sebi too.
oh, Dr. Sebi is bomb.com. He has a book. If you don't get his book, there's a book called Homeopathic Remedies. You can buy it on Amazon. They'll deliver it to your house. It works. But
I'm
you
gonna
can't,
look
even though
into
you're on
that.
medication, I'll just say this. I have a godchild. She 40, she in her 40s. She calls me Deuce. And she lives in South Carolina. The doctors had her on like 30 different medications because she's had a lot of health challenges.
Hmm.
She's down to like 9 or 10 because she went holistic.
Yeah, I've been trying to um go that way with Kamaya because I just the medications and stuff like that nowadays aren't healthy for kids. Like
They
her
were never
teething.
healthy for us.
Mm-hmm. She's teething, and I really don't want to give her like Oragel or anything like that. Like I want to do something that is more natural for her.
Hmm.
So it's I say it's going pretty well.
Good. I'm glad you sound like your mindset is really strong. So I applaud you for that. Completely applaud you for that because um it takes it takes a come on, it takes a strong individual just to say this is what I went through, like it or not. This was what I went through. This is how I went through it because we know by faith is how we walk with God because we don't see it, but we know it can be done. And we
Hmm.
have to really take the time to trust him. And I don't know how we started talking about Jesus, but I'm just telling you, I just know. I just know how he does stuff. I just watch because I can't ever tell you when he's gonna do it, how he's gonna do it, but I know that he will. Um, there was a couple called what they call a Moon and Moon Maid, but it is what it is. They were together. She was his bottom. You know what?
Hmm.
He, and let me tell you, player was he wasn't no joke. He wasn't no joke. But I wanted to applaud you to make sure you knew how proud I am for you sharing your story because we're at 14 point K right now, and this is going to go on the For You page. It's going to go everywhere, and the blessing is that you were strong enough to tell your story and your dating life in the age bracket that you're in your 30s. As I said, and Jana is in her 40s. I'm in my 50s. Sweet Lady Bond is in her 60s. And we all go through some kind of trauma where there's that one person just has our nose wide open where we can't think, we can't feel, we don't know. We try to figure out why. And you say to yourself, why the heck am I doing this? Why the heck am I doing this? I don't know. And you're saying this while you're doing it. And it takes until you come to yourself to honestly say, okay, wait a minute, I can't do this no more.
Yeah, I was feeling so numb,
Yeah, it
and I
happened.
had to put on an act every time, and it was like me crying for help with certain, you know, uh, I'm not crying. I'm just it's cold and I have the sniffles.
Hey, if you were let it, I told you we don't. You see us judging you? Not at all.
No, I don't feel that, and I'm so glad for TikTok and everyone I've been meeting. Like this account is more positive and uplifting than my other account where it has all that fighting and
Mhm.
all that violence. I've noticed a difference. I noticed a shift in myself when I was wrapped up in, all that violence and everything. It was like weighing me down. Now it's like everyone sees me smiling more. And the one thing they always said when I was with Mr. Cap is that oh, you have some demons on you. I don't know what it is, but you need to get rid of it.
Woo.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me because I can tell you, everybody I've been around my whole life has never, ever told me that until I got around him. When I got around him, that's when my energy was being sucked. My energy was being drained.
Been
And
there.
he would say the same because, yes, he has a big personality. He has a, you know, very, how can I say this? He's very persuasive.
Silver tongue. Fork
Mm-hmm.
tongue.
There you go. Perfect wording. You know, so when that last situation came about, my brother had called and was talking to Mr. Cap. And then I talked to my brother, and my brother was like, I'm coming to get you Saturday. And subconsciously, the old Lonnie that was inside me said yes. And then I was like, did I make a mistake? Because I didn't tell them either.
Right.
And when they found out, that's when everything blew up. And one thing, the reason why I said it was a DV for me, not only did Mr. Cap do it, but he gave permission to Miss Cap to do it as well.
Oh, well, she was jealous of you from the beginning.
Of course, everyone's always jealous of me. I don't know why.
You're beautiful. You just see you as you, but people don't see. And one thing about the enemy, he knows our potential. He knows exactly once we learn and apply the word and grow and mature and change and all those other beautiful things, he knows that we ain't gonna be nothing to reckon with. And if someone can come in and kill your spirit, drain you dry, drain you through activities, if someone can drain you through your mental, if somebody can drain you through your physical, they will come and drain you, because anybody that is willing to put your light out and not care about their own personal life or your own personal safety, they don't have peace within themselves. So they're jealous because your light is shining no matter what. You could have two black eyes and missing teeth, and somebody would still want to talk to you because you're beautiful. Your light doesn't go out. So, I'm really proud of you that you got up and left. Now, you were saying about he was coming to get you Saturday.
Yeah. So we were talking about getting my name off the lease and, trying to get stuff handled before that day. And the thing is, the day that we left, it was, there was a tornado warning. So it was already raining and storming. But we left, and I thank God, because I also had to stop breastfeeding Kamaya when I found out about the 3 letters.
Right.
So I stopped breastfeeding her. I was trying to get her tested before we left, but because of the tornado warning and everything, the clinic was closed.
Right.
So we got out here, and
Really?
You know what, notification? I'm getting tired of you. My notification be oh my gosh. Let me tell you this, it be going off at the right moment. She does not. And I want to shout this to the ceiling too.
Woo!
She does not have it at all.
Amen.
My baby is healthy and she is getting chunky just like her siblings. Oh, I love me some chunky babies.
Because we want to know on them, because they just look so inviting.
Yeah, she just fell asleep on on my lap, so I'm stuck like Chuck.
Oh.
But yeah, she does not have it, and I'm now undetected since October.
Woo! But just know the total process, the healing has begun. The healing process has begun, and that's very, very important. That's
Yes.
extremely important. So, where are you today?
I'm with
Today,
family now.
where are you emotionally today? Are you stronger today because of what you went through? I heard you say you were journaling, which is something. Some of the things that us with melanin, we don't like to journal. What we fail to realize, and the Bible says in Habakkuk 2:2, take the vision and make it plain. When you write stuff down, that's how everything is completed. He gave you instructions, Bible, what is it, book for everyday living, something like that.
Hmm.
You all you have to do is write it down, it'll get done. So did I have to learn that the hard way? Absolutely I did. But if you see my vision board and my dry erase board and they're both full, you can see there's spaces where there's stuff coming off, because I decided to write it down and obey God. Thank you for those who came in the room. Brian Morris, thank you so much for coming in. I see you guys coming in. Thank you so much. I know you just stopping through. Thank you so much. Vicky, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. Big Q, I know you came in and out. Thank you so much. We appreciate everybody who stopped in the room. Janice Place, thank you so much for being here today. Appreciate you so much. You know, you've been a blessing all day. Jana's the creator of this live. She the producer of this one.
I was hearing her story. I was like, wait a minute, that sounds oddly familiar. All those traits that you was experiencing, I experienced them too. So, you
Well,
know,
How old are you, Aloha, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't mind at all. I'm 38. I'll be 39 this year and 40 next year. So I'm getting up there, and I got 5 beautiful kids ranging from 18, 14, 12, 9, and 1.
Oh,
No.
My
Yeah.
youngest
So
just
we
turned
got
1.
we got the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s on there. So I think that's nice too. How it did. You know, and the thing about it is, it doesn't matter. You know how, just like we were saying, women of color sometimes are the hardest people to tell your stories to, because they will, oh, it couldn't be me. Oh, I love that for you, but it couldn't be me. But something that you have gone through, I might say the same thing. Now, I ain't letting no man do that. You know, the thing is that we need to learn how to cover each other and give wisdom, and just like it's a joke, but it's for real. We listen and we don't judge. You know, it's no judgment, because sometimes something will have a hold of you. And with my person, I just think he don't know how to be properly loved, because once and the psychologist that's in me, because I do have a psych degree.
oh
It's
my!
saying,
I told you she was a Jamaican.
that thing's so old. It's from 2012. But I used to analyze him like, this man just doesn't know how to be loved. So if he don't love himself, he's never been loved, he can't love me.
Exactly.
That part.
Yeah, and a person like that is very dangerous, because the relationship that I have with my children, he don't have that with his. My children and I came to blows. We had a horrible argument yesterday about some things, and we're probably gonna it's probably gonna distance us for a little while. I told them I'm gonna give them a break, because you know, in being adults, you still have to respect your mother.
Exactly.
And I you know, so we're gonna make some space. If you need me, call me. But we're gonna take some time, because we're gonna reevaluate how we talk to each other in the season. So, but he would have never understood that, because he didn't have that kind of relationship. He used to be jealous of our relationship. He was like, you tell them everything. Y'all talk like y'all sisters. Well, yeah, we kind of all grew up together. You know, I got pregnant when I was 21. And my youngest daughter, daughter. I was 27 when I had her, so I was all in the decade of the 20s when I had my daughter. So I mean, I was young. That was young for me. I was no teenage mom, but I was young.
No, yeah,
And
yeah.
and so it was we grew up together. So if we do talk a little bit, like more like sisters, people have said that all the time because we did. We grew up all together, especially me and my oldest. She's going to be 27 this year. We grew up together. So he just didn't know how to love or be properly loved, and I didn't no longer. When I started to say no more is when I decided I didn't want to be a casualty to him doing that. Broken people will break people. And it was one lady that I follow. I cannot follow her. I can't find her on TikTok. She said, "You will never bring him to your level. He will bring you down to his." When she said that to me, I'm telling you, it's like the spirit of the living God told her to tell me that, because it put goosebumps on me. And it's not like it's the first time I heard something like that. It's like God uses anybody to speak to you. And I feel like I was under some sort of kind of trauma bond or some spiritual tie, because normal Janet would not have tolerated half of the stuff that I tolerated from this man. And it's all with sex, y'all. I don't know how if I can say that on the live, but be careful with that thing. That S word, be careful with that. Because when you think about it, you're sharing DNA.
Exactly.
You are sharing DNA. He is getting DNA from you. You getting DNA from him. When you even start saying stuff alike, or y'all even start looking alike, it's eerie. Y'all sharing DNA. And if you're sharing DNA long enough, will it transfer? I don't know. Will characteristics transfer? Will stuff transfer? I don't know. But I know that is what happened. I was okay until we started doing that. That's when my mind got cloudy. That's when my judgment was full. And I just encourage everybody on this live, please, be careful who you link up with like that, because it's very serious and it's spiritual.
Okay.
That is very true.
I agree because what we fail to realize is when we're engaging in the act, our souls are releasing what's on the inside of us, which creates a soul tie. And one of the things is when you create a soul tie, you find yourself doing the same thing somebody else did. I was dating a guy, used to be a boxer, was in the clubhouse a good while. Remember, I said whatever mentality they come in, they come out the same way, especially if they don't get help, get therapy. Well, the boxer was narcissistic, but at the same time, I would say he was love bombing me. We met online, had a conversation. He didn't live far from me. I live far from him. Before the act happened, I had told myself, and this was quite some time ago, but even though I held myself, are you okay?
Yes.
Okay. Can you mute your mic, honey?
Okay, yeah, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. We all do it. We all do it. We're human. In the relationship between he and I, he would call me when he was at work. I would talk to him when I was at work. I would get off work and I would come by his house. I could come by and take a shower and relax and da-da-da-da. And he was like, I need you to put something sexy on. But when I got there, I was attacked at the door. Not in a bad sense, but all over me at the door. It's like, I've been at work all day. I was outside today. I smell like outdoors. Can I take a shower before we get started with this? And he didn't want to hear it. He was trying to love bomb me every chance he got. Well, as the relationship grew, he expected some sexy lingerie, something, something, something. And it never happened. Because I came out in that muumuu and did not care. And his face turned up. But it didn't stop nothing. Because, you know, we do what we do. And when we get it, we do and we do. That changes everything. That changes our mind, mood, and attitude. Because when we do what we do, we do. But later on, the Holy Spirit kept telling me something. Because he and I would go back and forth. I went to his house one day. Just, you know, I'm old school. I'll go do a drive-by. So I went to go do a drive-by. This was years ago. This isn't recent, but years ago I went to do a drive-by. When I went to go do a drive-by with him, what I found is there was someone in his house in his bedroom. Because where he lived, in the apartment, if you drove all the way around, you could see who was in his bedroom. So I saw it. And I was like, okay, that's not his child. He's not answering the phone, because I'm trying to figure out why all of a sudden you're not answering the phone. He was tripping for whatever reason, and I didn't know. But just the same, later on down the line, I left him a message because he had a house phone, and I never figured out, like Janice said, I didn't ask, why are you not answering your house phone? You didn't answer the house phone, because I called his phone for the house phone because he couldn't find it, and mine was dead. So I called when I was at his house one day. So I just kept the phone number in my phone. I'm just that kind of girl. So I called the house phone one day and left a message. I was like, hey, babe, what's going on? I haven't heard from you all day. You usually text me when you're at work, and when you're off work, when you pick your boys up, blah, 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 blah. All of that. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not hearing from you. Well, lo and behold, I got a phone call from a young lady. When this young lady called me at my house, because I was off that day from work for whatever reason, when he called me, he called me, and then I was like, I didn't answer the phone because the young lady started talking to me. Well, come to find out, he was still married. He raped her. He would take her keys and keep her in a house. He was very controlling. He was abusive during sex. As long as he got his, he was okay. You didn't get yours. You was on your own. And they were still legally married. And so he was calling me. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I text him, I'm talking to your wife. Oh, he blew me up for like hours at a time. And I was like, we can't even talk right now. Now, mind you, we didn't have a great conversation because she told me stuff. And I ended up praying with this young lady, believe it or not. I ended up praying with her that day. She said, thank you so much. She says, I want to get out of the relationship. She said, we're not together. She said, that house. I said, yeah, you decorated the house because it's got flowers and everything in the right place. She told me about his disobedient, unruly children, how disrespectful he was. And he tried to corner me in a room one time, and I punched him. Now, mind you, he's about 6 feet. Cut very well, got that D'Angelo body. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And with that D'Angelo body, and hey, darling, hi, DSB. Thank you so much for everybody coming in the room. We're talking about dating in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. We're just having a girls' day, just hanging out, having a conversation today, talking about some of the relationships that were not good. And our first question was there a TT in a dating pool? And if you think there is TT in a dating pool, tell us why. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think there's TT in a dating pool. If you have an opinion why it's in a dating pool, there's TT in a dating pool, please put it in there. But back to my regular scheduled program, I didn't know what to do because she was telling me all the stuff, and I had already been in her house. I had already been in a car. I've already driven a car. I already knew about where he came from. I already knew that he just got out of Clubhouse. I already knew that he was working at the garbage company, or what you call it, sanitation department, where they dump it, the landfill, where they dump all the filth. I already knew. He worked 6 days a week. I already knew everything. I knew he was taking custody of somebody else's son that wasn't his. I already knew. But I didn't know about her, and I didn't know the length of who he was mentally. I didn't know who he was mentally. Because all I was looking at, I was like, dang, you cut. And you thin. And maybe that works. Maybe that's big enough. You know how we think. I wasn't thinking with my heart. Hi, Cindy Burgess. I wasn't thinking with my heart. I was thinking with my head. My flesh was being controlled at that time. So anyway, the relationship didn't end up working out, number one. Number two, I finally talked to him about 2 or 3 days later. He was like, she's a liar, blah, blah, blah. We're not together. I said, you told me it had ended. You didn't tell me you weren't divorced. He said, well, we ain't married. I said, boy, I just got information from the place in Reno where y'all went to go get married. Why are you playing? Hey, Anthony Grissett, thank you so much for coming in. Happy Sunday. And I was like, so why? And this is not a man bashing session. We're just talking about some of the dates that we've been through. And we're going to talk about some positive dates as well. Dating, things in dating. If we can get to them other 10 questions, which we haven't had an opportunity to, so I guess we're going to have to save it for another time. But at this moment, with this gentleman, did I see him after that like a dummy? I did. Twice. Then after that, I was like, forget it. I never want to see you again. You ain't got to worry about it. You were rude. You were disrespectful. And you complain. Because if somebody brings you breakfast in bed and you tired and you worked and they complaining the way their eggs look, because I didn't burn them because I can cook. They just weren't pretty, yellow, and fluffy. Because you kept calling me every 10 seconds while I was cooking. But whatever, you're going to eat them the way it is. Hey, summer girl. So after that day, when I saw him, he came over my house. We spent time together. After that, I never saw him again. We've talked, and I told him, I forgive you for the way that you treated me. I forgave you for forcing yourself on me while we were in the act. I forgave you. You hurt me while we were in the act. I forgave you. And he was like, who is this? Because he has done so much. I haven't seen or heard from him since. On a lighter note, I am so grateful that we are not together anymore. I still see him on a dating website every now and then. I am so grateful that he didn't give me nothing. Thank you, Jesus. And I didn't give him nothing. Thank you, Jesus. I am so grateful that I never have to hear or see from him ever. But I can't tell you on my Facebook page, he don't be scrolling. I can't tell you on my Facebook dating app, he don't be scrolling, because he be scrolling. Because you can kind of see who's on your Facebook and who's on your TikTok and da-da-da-da. But I want to tell you guys about a recent encounter that I had while I was in Texas. He's on TikTok. If he hear it, he hear it. If he don't, he don't. It don't make me no difference. So I'm at a certain age. I'm in my 50s, and I'm looking to settle down and get married, and I ain't trying to play house with you while we do it. I'm not going to give you 3, 4, 5 years of my life. No, we're not doing that. If in a year to 6 months, if you do not know whether you want to be with me long term, just leave me alone. Because I'm going to keep you in rotation until you do. I'm going to keep you in rotation. When you figure out what it is that you want and I start seeing the actions that you want to be in a committed relationship that leads to marriage, then I'm all for it. Went out on a date. The guy asked me out on a date. Now, can y'all tell me what a coffee date is? I mean, a nap date. Kamaya, Sweet Lady Bond, Queenie, Jenna's Place. What's a nap date? Tell me what a nap date is.
I'm on the same page.
My interesting situation. It's a great nap. You you simply do what the thing implies. You sleep. Y'all sleep. You cuddle. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be sex or
Okay.
that act. It doesn't have to be that act. It's just sleeping and sharing each other's breath, and it's very nice. It's a cute little date, but that's not something I'm going to do with somebody I'm trying to get to know or gather data. That's the person
Exactly.
you're already in a relationship with, and then you do that. But I wouldn't do I'm not doing no nap date. I'm not coming to your house. I ain't doing all that. We're gonna date outside. You're not coming to mine. I'm not coming to yours. We're gonna date outside.
Okay, so now that I technically know what a nap date is, I had an idea, but he wanted to do a nap date, and I was like, huh?
I don't know why. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, somebody come off the mic, let me know. Can you hear me? Kamaya, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sweet Lady Bond, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So Jenna, that's you and your 12 Jamaican job self. That's your phone. Is it an iPhone? But I ain't gonna say. We're gonna leave that alone. So anyway, he wanted to go on a nap date, first date of initially meeting, because he's from Connecticut. But anyway, one of many, but just the same, just one in particular. He was like, he wanted a nap date. I was like, no. I said, you can meet me somewhere. We sit down and have a conversation. I'm head to head. I'm a sapiosexual. I got to see where your brain and your mind is before I can even do that. So we end up meeting at Starbucks, because I was in Texas at the time. We met at Starbucks. I made sure I dressed and smelled good, because you know we got that TikTok perfume on. That's a whole nother show. So we get there, and I was there before he was, and we had a conversation. And what was so amazing is the conversation was so engaging. And I'm gonna say this to you: the conversation was so engaging that he and I forgot about everybody else in the room. Everybody else in the room. And one of the customers that came in the store, because we had Starbucks, she came in and she was so enamored by our conversation, she stopped doing what she was doing to sit and listen. And she wasn't but maybe 5 feet away from us, but she was stirring her coffee, but she was listening like this. She was putting her sugar in, but she was listening, right? And he says to me, is she looking at us and listen to our conversation? I said, yeah, people stare all the time. They do it to me all the time. It don't even bother me. And so I said, whatever. I started to tell him, just slide me down so she could just leave us alone. But I said, no, we ain't gonna do that. This is our first one. We're gonna chill. So we're talking. I said, just don't pay her no attention. So we just kept talking. And let me tell you, when I tell you he has such a brilliant mind, he's very intelligent. He's a nerd, and I love the nerd, okay? My best nerd was a doctor, and he was 5 years younger than me, but we're going to leave that alone. I love the nerdy guys. I love the smart guys as far as they use their brain. You know what I'm saying? And not in a bad sense that the other ones don't, but those gentlemen who are the pocket protector wearing glasses guys that might have a little bit of a pot, or super tall or a little thick. I love those guys. I love those guys who use their brain to get what they want, because that means that if they are handling their business, they're going to show you how to do it too and bring you along. And it just won't be a physical thing for them. But I couldn't take a nap date with him because I don't know you. We're not in a relationship. I don't know you. So anyway, we had an amazing conversation. I had something else I had to do. He had something else he had to do. And I wasn't mad at what he said. I was taken away. Now, mind you, I haven't been in a dating game in 10 plus years. 10 plus years. Period. Like, go out to coffee, go out to this, then never see him again. Yeah, I've done that like numerous of times. But this particular time, I was so enamored by his personality from what I did know. And he was like, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. And I'm like, I couldn't say yes, because I couldn't say no, because I was shocked. So I didn't know what to say. And I was like, look, I really have to go, but I promise you I'm going to get in touch with you in the next day or so, because, you know, I'm running. And when I get to Texas, me and my daughter and her other friends who call me mom, we all get together and we act like 12-year-olds. It's just a whole bunch of fun. They love me. We talk about the word. We pray. We have a good time. We go out, eat. We shop. We see different things. And that's pretty much my bonding time with my children there, because they are Ma here yet? Her friends at school. Look, when Ma coming back? Her students at school. Is Gigi back yet? Because we need to see Gigi. So they're always they're pulling at me. So when I'm there, I'm trying to spend much as quality time with them as I can. Anyway, to make a long story short, I didn't get a chance to see him, but I couldn't tell him yes because I was speechless. Not because I didn't want to tell him yes, because I can't tell somebody yes, I'm going to date you within the first meeting, and I need a little bit more time. Not the first day exclusive. And not that I was playing hard to get. I couldn't say yes, although I wanted to. I just couldn't. I couldn't say yes because I needed to spend more time with him. So during that time, I tried to make more time with him, but he was like in a meeting, but I hear the wind blowing in the air in your car, and you're outside driving your nice car, which is great. This is your business. Then I saw his videos on TikTok. I just blamed TT. And then I hear somebody in the background, babe, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, and it was a guy outside with him in the car, and the guy was showing him his car, and I hear some girl come and walk towards saying, "Babe, da 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 da," and then I'm like, okay, so he's single, Dion. You're not married. You guys are not together. You're not dating, so you really can't get an attitude. But after that, not being able to give him an answer, we were not able to communicate afterwards. And when we did, he was a little abrasive. He was a little abrasive. It's okay to be straightforward, but we don't have to be ugly about it. We should be straightforward to the point that we're not hurting the next person's feelings. And he said a few words to me, and I was like, I'm just gonna go about my business, and it was funny. He was like, so when you coming to, I said, so he's like, when you coming back here? I said, I just left there. When you come to California, already been there. You didn't come and see me, because you know me, I got the chops. I'm from Connecticut. We can go. We can go. And he knows I got it just like him. And it was funny because I like this individual. I wanted to generally get to know who this person was without sex, without you having to spend goob gobs of money on me. It wasn't about that. If you do it, I appreciate it. But let me get to know you at my pace. Because when you rush me, hey, Kadeen, thank you so much for coming in. When you rush me, it pushes me away from you. And I don't want to be bothered. Now, one time I have to say, during the time that I hadn't talked to him, I called him and he forgot what he was doing. And I was like, I'm so glad I have that effect on you. That makes me think that you think about me, even though you don't call me. So that was my last episode in quote unquote a date or a group meeting or whatever you want to call it. So I'm not going to say it was great. I don't know what to say about it because he don't call me, I don't call him.
It was the data. You gathered data. You gathered data, so it was a good thing. I dated 50 men. Some of them didn't make the cut, and I didn't see them the next day. And then there was no new date. There was no next date. But you got the data that you needed, and the data says no, that's not your person,
And
that's hard.
and I agree, but it took me a minute to come to that because I was like, God, well, I don't understand. Because don't get me wrong, I have a roster in Houston. I do. I ain't gonna say I don't. I got a roster in Houston, but I don't. You like when I'm there, we'll talk. When I'm not there, if I get a text every once in a blue moon, that's great. Cause I'm single.
Okay.
I'm single, but I think one of the things that we forget about dating is, what do we really want? And are we going to stand to our guns? Because, some of us can't keep the nickel between our legs. I'm not knocking it. That's not my journey. That might be somebody else's journey, and they might be comfortable in that. Jack, you want to talk about your dating experience, Sweet Lady Bond? Let's see if she's going to answer, because her son might be at her house. With a fine self. That's my nephew, though. He a mess. Ooh, girl, he's a mess. Okay, she must be still talking. So yeah, Jana, I think I want to say thank you, because it took me a minute to come to grips that he was not my person. Because I was like, God, he's what I wanted. He's nerdy. He's big. And when I mean nerdy, he's very smart. I don't want to offend anybody. He's very smart. Very intelligent. He got his stuff together. He doesn't have any children. And I understand, because everybody's reason for not having children is their reason. You know what I mean? And I don't knock it. But I think, as you said before with your friend, what came to mind, what confirmed to me was, I think he was like, you with your daughter. You always doing something for your daughter. You haven't done my kids. Those are my children. I'm going to always be there for my children, because I'm all they have. Me, my 37, who's to be 37 this year? I think 37-year-old son. Ma, guess what? I need you to pray. And I'm going to be there for him. I'm definitely going to be there for him. Is there something in this dating world, since we all been dating, is there anything new that you want to try? Is there anything new that you want to try while you're dating?
I don't think so.
There's no. Okay, Maya said no. I'm good.
I'm good. Actually, funny story. Since I've been back to California, I have my Snapchat. I had to make a new one just for my friends and family again because I can't get access to my first one.
Hmm.
Sweet Lady Bond said, "No, I'm good."
Oh yeah,
um,
she done shut the shop down. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so this normally I have this feisty attitude of when like random guys add me on my personal Snapchat.
Hmm.
I'm like, do I know you?
Oh, we
How do
are
you?
all like that. Oh my God! Like,
I
where
was
I
like,
know
how do
you
you
from?
know me? He was like, oh, I don't. I just want to get to know you. I was like, sometimes I bite and sometimes I don't.
Right, because
But
you can tell.
yeah, with this particular person, I took it. I took the bite. I took the bite. And we were talking on Snapchat, sending pictures, nothing too explicit.
Girl, they'd be seeing my toes. That'd be it.
I don't even want to talk about mine. I ain't had a self care day in almost 4 months.
That's all right. It's
Oh,
coming.
really?
I'm dead. I can't with my notification, but
Hey, you like it? I love it.
so he asked me for my number. I'm like, okay, you're gonna call me tomorrow? Because it was like 12 o'clock midnight in California where I'm at, and
Me too. So we on the same time frame. I'm at 4:45. I'm in Northern California.
I'm in SoCal,
Okay.
mid, kind of almost about an hour away from LA.
Pasadena. Oh, never mind. You don't have to tell me. Okay. Go ahead.
Um, so I gave him my number and I thought he was gonna call me in the morning, later on. No, he called me right then and there. I was like, okay, so I took the call. We were talking for hours.
Pause for just a second. Hey, Wanderpreneur, thank you so much. My agency that I'm blessed to be a part of is in the building. Thank you so much for my love, my daily heart. Me, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I can't tell you, Miss Thomas. If you are interested in an agency, and of course, you got to be going live. We got to be going live. I'm with a great agency. They're amazing. They're very informative, especially if you want to be a TikTok affiliate. They will definitely back you up. They're here to inform you and help you as much as you can. Thank you. Woo, baby. Hey, hey. And Wanderpreneur, we've been on here for 2 hours and 30 minutes, almost 45 minutes. We were talking about dating in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So we've heard some great stories, but most of all, some women who have overcome a lot. And I'm grateful to be able to sit down with them today and just discuss it. And thank you so much for my everything. They just come and just do how I am. People back me up, and I love my agency, Wanderpreneur. Look us up. Look us up. Come sit down and chop it up with us. Excellent agency. Excellent agency. If you're interested, let me know, because it doesn't cost anything. So I'm just telling you now. You ain't got to come out your pocket. So if you're interested in an agency helping you with some guidance and direction and somebody to be there for you while you're on while you're in the TikTok streets and journey, holla at your girl.
I got two things to say.
Yes, Miss Jana.
I have never been married.
Not yet.
Definitely still open to dating. I'm going to date smart, and I'm not going to just grab on tight to the first person that comes back. I'm going to stand my ground, and I'm going to date wisely. And I think that I'm supposed to be a wife.
You are a wife. You already a wife. You're a rib. You just wait for your covering.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. And I can wait. I can wait until God thinks I'm ready, or God knows I'm ready, and He blesses me, and I can wait. And in that meantime situation, Honey, I got books to write. I got plays to
Girl.
write. I got land to sell. I've got things to do. I've got to get me together. I got to because God's not going to give you one of His people that He has healed and fixed and pulled right up out the
Come on.
dirt. He's not going to do that. He's not going to give you me as a broken person with a fragile heart to His person who is supposed to be a man that's got himself together and is coming to restore. He's not going to give me to somebody that's when I'm so broken and my feelings are still hurt and I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for loving someone. I'm embarrassed for taking a chance with someone and him showing me who he was and me believing something else or me seeing the potential in our relationship or that I could even save him. You cannot save another person that doesn't want to be saved. You cannot save them. They will, like the young lady told me, I would never have pulled him up to my level. He was going to pull me down to his, and he did. He pulled me down to his level. And another thing, and I don't know if it's a conversation, I don't know how long we're going to be on live, but be careful, be very careful of men being jealous of you. Because there are people that will tell you, men will tell you, be careful of that one that's jealous of you. There are men that are jealous of their women. There are also heterosexual men that dislike women. They like the physical part of them, but in terms of getting to know them on any other level, they ain't trying to do that. They don't like you. Be very, very careful. Oh, you in a bonus round and I need to recharge. But I don't like recharging on Apple because Apple charges me more to recharge.
Oh, I go to the other one to recharge.
Yeah, because Apple costs too much. But
I get it.
what I want to do differently is date outside of my race because I've never done that.
That's fine. Thank you,
and
Aloha. Thank you so much for pushing me to the 14th.
It was forbidden.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It was forbidden by my mother. A guy from my 12th grade, he was just a friend. He wanted to take me to the prom. And my mom said, no, you're not going to the prom with no YT man. You're not doing that. And the thing about it is I took that advice and I went with a black man. And he was high the whole time. But when I got there, I had more fun with the white guy that was there because he came by himself, and I came with him. And the guy that I came with didn't feel like dancing, so I danced with the white guy. So I am going to explore all options. I am not going to make it so taboo to date outside of my race. Now, I'm good on Caribbean men. I'm sorry. I'm good on that. And I'm good on men from the continents of Africa. I'm good on that. They can stay out of my inbox. They can stop being my friend, stop following me, because I'm good on that. I'm good on that part. I'm going to date other races, meaning people from that derive from the Caucasus Mountains, and some of them from, Indian. I mean, all different races, because it's nothing wrong with that, y'all. We were created in God's image. So this is something, even colors were created. That's a man-made thing. I don't know I can't wait to ask God what he think about, being black and white and Asian. And, I can't wait to ask God about that, because we all bleed the same. We all bleed the same, and we all have the same needs, hierarchy of needs. We all have the same things. We just, do it differently, but we all have the same.
We do all have the same needs. The challenge The challenge I think that I have with is I dated an Italian, I dated a Greek, I dated a Caucasian gentleman. Um, my Greek, oh God, dark hair, green eyes. He just was built like a linebacker, but we couldn't date because the KKK was his grandpa, so we couldn't date, unfortunately. Um, the Italian kid, even though we went to school like 30 minutes from each other, very wealthy mom and dad, but we dated, cool, we crushed, but that was it. The other one that was a he was I'm attracted to color, so he had like ginger colored, red colored hair. He was a very nice guy. He had dated African American women before. He said, but y'all want them expensive ASS purses and da da da. I was like, oh no. I said, so you went and bought her the purse, huh? But you complaining. And I said, oh, okay. And then he said a few other things, so I didn't do it. For me, I'm open. I'm not gonna say I'm not. I'm open to the right type of individual. Black, round, green, red, purple, yellow, polka dots, Gandhi, whoever. But for more important for me, it's not about race, it's about their relationship with the Lord. And if you don't have a relationship with the Lord and you don't love the Lord and you don't spend quality time outside of Sunday morning being at church, coming in 20 minutes late, because we ain't talking about nobody in particular, but just showing up at church on Sunday is not enough for me. Like, do you read during the week? Because I'm not asking you to be a complete Bible thumper, but I am asking you to be able to spend some quality time with God away from the TV, away from the phone. Because if you're going to be a leader, you have to lead me in a right direction and you have to hear from God. Because if you're not leading me, we both gonna be in a ditch. And too many times we pick men that we have to lead, or we pick men that we have to fix. I ain't fixing nobody. I'm not Bob the Builder. Okay, I am not Bob the Builder. I am not trying to be Bob the Builder for anybody. I'm just not trying to do it. So at this point, in this junction of my life, I would hope emotionally you would have your head together and that you have quality time with the Lord. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm not looking for perfection. But I am looking forward to my husband. I just know he's not here in California, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I really am. So my question is to you ladies. It's been almost, I have to see what time it is because we don't hit the bonus round. And if you can tap or like or share or get whatever, let me see. We have almost been in here 3 hours, and I want to thank everyone. And I'm not trying to rush anybody off, but I just really want to thank everyone for taking time on your Sunday to come in my room and just hang out with me and the ladies. Because I would hope we could do this again. And a better scheduled time. Aloha, Miss Kamaya, are you following me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm gonna follow you
I
back.
seen you on Whitfield Shenanigans Live.
That's my girl.
Yes, Shalom. I love her. She's awesome.
Oh, Shalom is so beautiful. She has such a beautiful spirit. I love her too. But make sure if you're following me, I'm gonna make sure that I follow you back because I'm like when I get follows from people, and I'm being perfectly honest, I don't follow everybody's room because like you said with your not your TikTok. What is it called?
Snapchat.
Yep, that's it. With your Snapchat, you're not following everybody, everything, and certain apps, certain ones you're just not fooling with. So I'm real particular. I'm not perfect. I know it's going to take time to build. I'm building a following. I want to build a following. I want to build a group of besties that we can all have fun. We want to have fun as besties. We want to be able to laugh. We want to be able to help each other. So definitely, please keep in touch with me because I'd love to hear from you again. I am so proud of you from where you came from because your age, it takes somebody with a whole lot of heart to come out and say,
Yeah,
and what you don't
I
realize
agree.
is that you are healing and you are helping other people heal by what you share. And that's what's most important. That is so very important. When you're sharing, very important because you're healing. And then while you're healing, people are just kind of like, wow, she's been through a lot because we all have a story to tell. We all do.
Yes, Lord.
We all have a story to tell. I have been in some relationships, child. If it wasn't for my
Mm-hmm.
cousins, I would have had black eyes if they didn't walk in that room.
Mm-hmm. What I would tell you, maybe not. I don't know. This was pretty okay for me. I know I just happened to be off this week, this Sunday, but I normally work every Sunday, and I'm usually either getting ready to leave work at this time, or like 5 o'clock, I'm either getting ready to go to work, or I'm getting ready to leave work because I work both days and nights. It depends on what I put on my schedule. But if y'all let me know, if you let me know, I will definitely come back and participate. I enjoy this, and I know this is a very easy way to get followers and get real followers, get real engagement, and let's get to the bag. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's all about the money. Oh, no worries, Carmen. No worries, Carmen. Thank you so much for coming in. If you want to follow somebody, you want to make a friend, Carmen is a solid woman. Solid, solid. I get so tickled. I'll be waiting for her to go live. I'll be waiting for Carmen to go live, but I ain't saying nobody's name, Carmen. But yes, I'd love to do this again with you ladies. This would be great. But I have one question before we all depart. What exactly are you looking for in the man on the inside right now? Jack says she ain't look. I mean, Sweet Lady Bond says she ain't looking, so we ain't tripping. Kamaya, we're gonna start with you. What exactly
Okay.
are you looking for on your next person on the inside? Not that you're looking today, but the next individual, because you'll know when you're ready.
Um, I love that question because it also leads to one person in particular I do want to be with. And he feels the same way, but he's also healing. He is my best friend. I've known him for 9 years. Um, and I recently opened up to him and was like, so I told him, like, thinking of our whole relationship of being friends, I've never been mad at you for anything. And no matter when you were single, it wasn't the right time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't know if you want to maybe take it more than just being friends. You know, I opened up to him, and after I sent that message, I was like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? I was so scared. When I tell you my heart fell out of my mouth, and I regurgitated it, and it came back out. I tell you, I was so nervous. He said, when I come back to California, we can start time. So my best friend is my ideal person that I want to be with. We could talk about anything. You know, we could talk about next scene, and then we'll jump to like, oh, what did you eat? How was your week? Oh, I'm praying for you. I love that for you. I hope you're having a great day. Our conversations aren't one subject or one sided.
Right.
It's something that I do want to build with him. He's uplifting, encouraging, and I know his mom and his aunt, most of his family.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that. That's the person I want to be with. I'm not trying to date any other person because I did talk to this one guy on Snapchat that I was saying earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We had FaceTime one time, and I've been letting my phone die, and then I just don't put it on the charger sometimes, and that's what happened. So when my phone was fully charged, I texted him. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to hang up on you. My phone died. And he was like, oh, it's too late. Don't ever text me again. Normally, I would be like, oh my gosh, it's me, it's me. I'm like, now that I'm healing and everything that I want, I'm speaking into existence. I definitely was not hurt by what he said. I just laughed. I was like, okay, God bless you. Have a good, enjoy your life,
Right.
you know. So that was funny to me. But yeah, I'm looking for someone like someone I can be goofy with, serious with, cry with, spiritually be in tune with. This is basically my
Mm-hmm.
best friend. So he makes me laugh
Okay.
and smile. So
So you know what you want.
yes, I do,
Okay.
and I want him.
Okay, that's good. Thank you so much for your answer. Thank you so much. Um, that's my daughter. She's so spoiled. Oh, this little rock.
It's okay because I'm spoiled by my mama too.
My kids are spoiled. They're mad at me right now. My kids are spoiled. They're mad at me right now, but they spoiled too. That's part of the reason why they're mad is because they always get their way with me, and I came to let it happen today.
Sometimes you gotta, get spoiled. No, I'm not gonna say spoiled. She's overly loved, loved a lot. That's what I'm saying now. Um, she has this bond that's.
I'm sorry. I had to text her and tell her I'm gonna call you back. Give me a minute.
I was just saying, I'm like that with my mom. I'm definitely a mama's girl.
Oh,
So
so is she. So is she. I don't care what time in the morning, where she going, what she got. Ma. She's like, oh girl, stop calling my name. I tell her one thing. I say, your mother ran away and joined the circus. She be looking at me like, stop playing, lady. But no, Jenna, what do you want on the inside for a mate? We ain't talking about looks. Talking about what is it on the inside that you need?
A
Because it's
man who fears God.
okay.
My situation, he knew God. He had been a pastor. He knew God, but the fear of God is what I need. I need him to have not just knowing God, but a fear and relationship with God.
Okay. So thank you. My big sister's in the room. Pleasantly blessed. She is one of her Kamaya. Maya, she is vegan. She knows all the herbs and all the stuff. You want to know something? Pleasantly blessed. She's on the East Coast. Follow, make her your bestie. She is the
I
best big
already got
sister.
her.
Because I was going to say, if you ain't got her, she's
I
also in
follow her.
the I love her too to pieces.
She's a beautiful soul.
Oh man, she's a completely beautiful soul. I said, girl, I learned to make mouthwash from you. That was easy. I was like, girl, I can't wait to make some other stuff. Because who would know mouthwash was cinnamon and cloves
Mm.
and water, distilled water you could use, just plain old water. I was like, really? But you know, like I said, the natural herbs, them cloves, they're good for toothaches, this, that, and the other, to grow your hair, for your skin, your diet, just a whole bunch of stuff. But Sweet Lady Bond, I know you do not want a man right now. Am I correct? I just want to make sure before I spit my 2 cents out.
You are absolutely correct.
Okay.
A lot of my time, I've only been with 4 men in my whole life. I was with my son's father for 26 years, and when I
That's
tell
what I
you
was
I've
waiting for
been
you to
through
tell.
some of everything, I've been through some of everything. Yeah, I was married for almost 10 years, and yeah, he took me through some things as well. So I have more years behind me than I have in front of me. And the years that I have in front of me, I have to be honest, is all about me. All about me. So no, I'm not looking. I'm I've learned how to make myself happy. I have a lot of things going on that I am absolutely looking forward to, and it does not consist of a man. And that's just me. That's just me. But I will not say that the things that you guys have been through, I understand. I've been there. Just know that life is more than loving a man, because we have to have self-love first, and I had to learn that the hard way. I learned that the hard way. We have to love ourselves more. Have to learn to love ourselves more.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I'm not. I'm good on that. I have my son, and he's here actually. I'm sorry if I've been
Hey,
a little,
Poppy.
but yeah. So no, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm
I just needed you to
I'm
respond
definitely
because we gonna close the room. Because your girl need to eat. She ain't ate nothing but some chips today. I need to fill my cup.
You absolutely need to eat.
I need to fill my cup.
Yes,
I
please do eat something.
I haven't. I promised you that I will. I am going to eat. But what I'm looking for in a man, didn't I tell y'all that already? Somebody who has to love God, has to be a leader, has to be able to have balance. That's so important to me in any relationship. He has to have balance. Although I am in ministry and I'm not ashamed to tell anybody because I've been in ministry 30 years. And my children tell me all the time they hated bringing a preacher's kid because they had to wait or they had to do this, and they get over it. But guess what? They're serving, so I don't care. They're both serving. I don't care. They're serving God, and I love it because they are excelling, and I'm watching my prayers being answered. So that's way important to me. But when it comes to, like I said, he has to be able to know how to lead. And when you lead somebody, you don't beat them and bash them over the head. You lead with love and guidance. I'm not asking for perfection. I just know what I'm attracted to, and what I'm not attracted to, I won't fool with. I don't care what you got. That's just who I am. Thank you, Maya. That's just who I am. I can't be with somebody just because they have money, because I've dated the doctor, the actor, the attorney, the preacher, the pastor, the ball player. I've dated the D-boy. So I've always been around money, and I'm not, it doesn't faze me because I'm looking at people's character. Because you can, and don't get me wrong, the people I have dated and will date are always extremely well off, but they have to have character. If you don't have Christ's character and communication, we don't got a whole lot to say. That's just it. But I want to thank for everybody for coming in the room. It is now 5:20. Jenna, did you have anything else to say before I close the room?
Buy my books.
Look, could you tell her to put the link up for buying her books? Where the link at? Jenna?
Can you hear me?
No.
Oh no! I don't know what I did.
You so crazy. Look, Jamaican, can you put the website up so we can buy your books, please?
No, it's in the what? Hey, I think I got it. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. If you want the Amazon, it's in my link tree in my bio.
Okay.
But if you want me to sign it, and if you want the commentary, the author's commentary, you have to get it from me, and that is, you can either Cash App it or Cash App it and put in the reference your email address, and I will send that out to you. Or PayPal, I can do it PayPal. I really could do it. What is the other one? Stripe. I can do that. But I just need your Stripe. If you put it on Stripe, all you do is put your information in on Stripe, and I will send you the book. But I also have YouTubes where I'm either reading the book a little bit to you or just telling you what I thought about and those what's names. But yeah, they're $5 with me. And if you buy all 5 of the books, I'll ship them for free.
Yeah, because you
So
shipping mine as soon as I get paid, and you still ain't got no oil. But of course, I'm D of D Hair Oil. Where you see my name is how it's spelled. It's all lowercase, no apostrophe. It's dshairoil.com. It's all lowercase. I have a leave-in. I have a shampoo. I have a conditioner. What am I saying? And I have a hair butter. I love my product because I think it work on other people's head, and people who didn't think it would work, who had no edges, got a whole bunch of hair now. But just the same, thank you so much for coming in. Ladies, I appreciate you. I could not have done this without you. It's been a wonderful 3 hours. I'm tickled. A wonderful 3 hours. We're at 18.9K. We've got plenty of views. I hope you have gained some besties while you are in here. Because a lot of times, like Jana said, people come in and they listen to how you talk, and that's how they know how to follow and engage with you. So I'm going to close in prayer because I believe prayer is amazing. So Father, gracious Father, we come boldly before the throne of grace to give you glory, honor, and praise for this day. We exalt you for being Lord, God, and King. We thank you, Father, for all that you've done in our life, all that you're about to do. We thank you for the direction and correction. We thank you, Father, for peace that surpasses all understanding. We say shalom. There's nothing missing and nothing broken. I thank you, Father, for continuous wholeness of the mind, the spirit, and the body, and the soul, and the deliverance and the healing from each individual in there. I thank you, Father, for every door that you will open. They will walk through, even if it doesn't seem familiar, because the blessing is the obedience, and that is the lesson. And we're going to be so careful to give you the glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' matchless name we pray. Amen. Amen, guys. I'm out. Thank you so much. Bye.